Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio. For those about to talk, we salute you. Talk Radio.
Well, it turns out we're talking about capes. Why the hell not? What is this sexist, sexy nonsense that pervades that, oh yeah, it's okay for girls to wear capes, but you try wearing one and you're accused of being David Crosby in 1966. Well, do you know what, guys? Kiss my chuddies. We're bringing capes back. It wasn't what I was intending to... Actually, the big thing that's got my beef today is when the hell did popcorn become a flipping snack? It's everywhere now. You go to the crisp aisle and it's popcorn packets. That just doesn't seem right to me. 0844 499 1000. Calls after this.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with Farrah. I've never been with anything less than a 9. So fine, I've been on fire with Sally Field, gone fast with a girl named Bo, but somehow they just don't end up as mine. It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances. I die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star. I've never spent much time in school, but I taught ladies plenty. It's true, I hire my body out for pay. Hey, hey, I've gotten burned over Cheryl Teague's, blown up for Raquel Welch. But when I wind up in the hay, it's only hay. Hey, hey, I might jump an open drawbridge or Tarzan from a vine, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that makes Eastwood look so fine.
Yes, Alan.
Public fleas, Ian!
What? What?
Public fleas, Ian.
I can't... The thing... Right, OK. Several things are creating mayhem. May I explain what they are, Alan?
Go on, Ian.
Number one, I'm actually going deaf.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
Pardon?
I'm sorry for doing that.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
Huh?
Excuse me!
No, I'm actually going deaf. So you're laughing at someone who's pretty close to getting a blue badge. So I would stop that if I were you. Genuinely, I'm going deaf. Right. Because I have the headphones too loud. Yeah. Secondly, there's something not quite right in this studio. Partly, it's the cups, the Coke bottle, and the empty glasses that have been left here from I don't know which show. But also, there's something not quite right. So the phone calls are very muffled. They're loud, but they're muffled in my ears. Probably sounds great on the radio. It does sound great on the radio. I've been listening. But in my ears, muffled. So that's two things. And the third thing, you talk like you've got a wanger in your mouth, and it's really hard to understand what you're saying, Alan. So those three things combined mean it's really tricky to follow your thread.
Please, can you tell me the topics for the show?
Yes, I can, buddy. I have them written down. 0844 499 1000. We'll call you back. Okay. Oh, yeah, here's something. It was just mentioned in the news. British Home Stores.
Yeah.
BHS, right?
Yeah.
It's in financial trouble, and they've had to be bailed out. Do you know what I find amazing about that story?
Go on.
I thought British Home Stores went bust about 20 years ago.
Oh, I wonder how they managed to survive all this time.
I don't know how they did manage to survive. The thing I used to like about British Home Stores was they had an amazing lighting display in the basement section in Slough in Queensmere, which I was in today, and it turns out the HMV I used to work in is now a B&M. Is that a thing, B&M?
Well, I knew they took over Woolworths in Northfield in Birmingham.
Woolworths. Let's have a moment's silence for Woolworths, shall we?
Yes.
Ready? Done. Now, but I used to like the fact that I've just remembered they used to have in the light section. They had a big wall covered in
doorbells.
Exactly, they were covered in
doorbells,
and there was all the different
doorbells
noises you could get. So, but I thought British Home Stores went bust years and years ago, and it turns out I was listening to a really interesting report on Talk Radio. And it turns out that they sold British Home Stores about 2 years ago. Guess how much they sold it for?
£1.99.
£1. Now, if I'd have known that BHS was up for grabs for £1, I'd have had it. I'd have had a go. You've got to for a. Also, if you knew it was for sale for £1 and you went into one of their stores and they were selling like a top for £20, well, you might as well buy the shop for £1. You take all the tops you want for free, and then just leave it. Just throw the keys in the canal. Might as well do that, Alan.
Yeah, we'd be another Poundland.
Yeah.
Be another Poundland.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, well, it's good to know that you started.
I mean, what other topics have we got as well as BHS?
Because that one's not grabbed you.
Well, what other topics have we got tonight? We need to have a variety in the mix.
Yeah. When did popcorn become an acceptable face for snacks? Because popcorn, right? First of all, popcorn is American. That's fine. So are pizzas. And we only ever saw popcorn in the 70s in watching American movies. Okay, and then you could buy popcorn kernels and make your own popcorn, and that was good. I played the song, but I don't think I've got it on this computer. And that was good, right? And then you went to the pictures, and you could buy popcorn there, already made. All right, that was good. And then you could buy the big party bags of popcorn that were a bit rubbish, but that was okay. But now, you go to the crisp aisle, Alan, the crisp aisle, there's popcorn in there. It's not just sweet popcorn and salty popcorn. It's like, sweet and sour popcorn. It's like chicken fried rice popcorn. It's like fish and chip popcorn. It's like bum popcorn. It's just what is going on with it, Alan?
I don't know, the good popcorn crazy.
Popcorn crazy. Popcorn crazy, which is a great name. Right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to invent a time machine, Alan. We're going to go back to 1964, and we're going to go to ITV, or Rediffusion as it was known, and we're going to pitch a show called Popcorn Crazy.
Sounds like a plan.
It'll just be like the swinging sounds from the day.
Ready, steady, go.
Okay.
What's the third topic?
Flippin' heck, you're making me work tonight. I got a 5-star review in the Telegraph today.
I've just read it.
Yeah, Julia Hartley-Brewer got slated. Unfairly, I thought. There are other things you could judge her on, not just the speed of a voice. I've got her topics for tomorrow's show, by the way.
Ooh, bit of a sneak peek.
Do you hear what Julia's doing on tomorrow's show?
Yeah, let's hear what Julia's got planned for tomorrow.
On tomorrow's show with Julia Hartley-Brewer, Sadiq Khan is in the studio. You know who Sadiq Khan is, don't you?
No.
Sadiq Khan he's only. Hang on, you might not be able to hear this. Hang on. Yeah, he's only the fella that is probably going to be London. There are other. I realise I'm in dodgy territory. There are many other candidates, and you can see them all if you go onto the Google. Should women have to declare their baby plans in a job interview?
I think they should have picked more about the maternity leave.
What's interesting, Alan, is you're interacting more with Julia's topics than you are with my topics.
Well, I would like to buy VHS for £1.
And things you can learn whilst sleeping. This is genuinely Julia's things. And the EastEnders transgender storyline.
We're ripping off Coronation Street there.
They're licking off what?
No, they're ripping off Coronation Street.
They're the first. Well, then I don't think they're ripping off anybody. It's very, very popular at the moment. Very, very current.
What about Hayley?
Hayley, well, yeah, that's true. That's true. They got there first. But does it mean, Alan, that we should only have one transgender in one soap opera, and once that's done, that's it?
Well, we haven't seen them, and they'll come up with anything.
Oh, I need to turn off notifications on my computer, but I don't know how. Alan, it's been really great talking to you.
Never get the catchphrase of it, can we?
Literally, not a clue. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call, and that's exactly what Christian did. Christian joins me now. Good evening, Christian.
Good evening, Ian.
What have you got for us, boss?
BHS, first of all. My nan, who is 83, refuses to go in BHS because, and I quote, she says it's a bit old-fashioned.
I genuinely thought they were talking about it on the radio, talkRADIO today, and I thought I genuinely thought it had gone about 20 years ago.
Well, I only know it's a thing because I walk past one on my walk to and from work.
Yeah.
But I've never been in it, and also I never see anyone in it. It's in the middle of a slightly tired shopping centre, but there's never anyone in it.
Speaking of slightly tired shopping centres, I went today into the Queensmere shopping centre in Slough, place I was going to say I grew up in. I didn't. I grew up in a house, but a place that I used to know very, very well, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a clue what was going on. The HMV where I used to work, gone. It's now a B&M, right? British Home Stores is gone. Pound shop. Iceland is still there. Barclays is still there, but they've moved the door. They have. They've moved
it's confusing at the best of times.
They've moved the flipping door. And I was walking around, and it brought back memories, some sad memories. Robert Dias is still there. How the hell is Robert Dias still a successful business?
A shopping centre I used to go in as a kid was Carillon Court in Loughborough.
Yeah.
And that was like my shopping centre. And I went back there for the first time in goodness knows how long, a couple of weeks ago. And the CD shop I used to buy all my CDs from has turned into a great big giant wool shop.
Wolves?
No, wool.
Wool.
As in,
wool.
You know,
as in wool. Wool.
As in knitting wool and
wool.
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 Which is amazing. Like all that places that I used to go and get so excited about spending pocket money, you now have wool.
Wool.
How's that a thing? How is a massive wool shop a thing in the 21st century?
This is the thing. That's got to be, and I don't mean to libel any companies. That's got to be a front for drugs, hasn't it? Because how can
you think so?
How can you make profit? Well, how much does wool cost? What, 85 pence?
I don't know. I didn't go in.
You can't make money selling wool.
It was depressing because the place where I used to buy cookies from has turned into one of them places that cut keys. It was all just a bit. All the soul had gone from it.
This is outrageous, and
it really was. I originally wanted to speak about popcorn.
Go on, go for it, buddy. It's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those shows tonight.
I'm enjoying it.
Well, the thing is, right, 5-star review in the Telegraph today. 5 stars, riotously riotous or something. I don't know what they said, but they're 5 stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that was the first 2 shows when I was feeling good, you guys were feeling good, everyone was excited I was back, I was excited I was back. The novelty for both sides of that deal has surely worn off by now, Christian. I know.
I'm still here.
Well, I know that I begrudged having to drive in this evening. Seriously. It was like, oh, not again. I might do a sickie. And if on day 3 of a job, right, that you're contracted in for 24 months, if on day 3 you're going, well, sickie might be, that's not great. And I'm expecting as well that the listeners are thinking, yeah, this is fun, but we want to hear about immigrants and Brexit and Muslims.
Oh, no,
Let's
I
go
don't,
to LBC.
The only reason I'm ringing about popcorn was because I went to Boots today.
Oh yeah.
And thought I'd grab some lunch while I was in there.
I love Boots.
Boots is great, isn't it?
Boots is great. I tell you what I like doing in Boots, right? And I think they do this in all Boots, okay? Is I like queuing up to pay where it's one person, right? And so there's a long queue and there's people behind you, and you go there and you say, yeah, I couldn't find the chapsticks. And they have to come out from behind the till and they have to go and take you to the other side. They take you to, and you can hear everybody, sorry, I've got dry lips. And they do. They have to do it. It's the most fun. I tell you the worst place to shop, Christian. Well, not the worst place.
Of all of them.
Of all of them. W.H. Smith's. Now, I like W.H. Smith's, but I tell you what they do wrong, right? It's a great shop. I go and buy all my music magazines from there. But I've never have I been presented with so many offers of £1 chocolate. At W.H. Smith, I mean, they do it in Boots. They give you a voucher for, like, Chanel No. 5 or something. I go, I don't want that. But in Smith's, they said, here's a voucher, and would you like to buy this chocolate for £1? No.
I just the tills when he finished.
I just want to buy Uncut magazine. That's all I've come in for crying out loud. Anyway, Christian, popcorn, for goodness sakes, I've got a break in about 30 seconds.
Popcorn, I went in today, and I don't mind popcorn, but don't replace all the other snacks with popcorn. Because they got rid of all the other crisps, I was forced into buying pineapple and coconut flavoured popcorn, which is morally wrong on every level.
Yeah.
And it didn't even taste of pineapple or popcorn or anything.
No. It's the whole popcorn phenomenon.
Well, I don't mind it as an addition, but don't take away all the other items.
I don't even like popcorn. Popcorn doesn't even... Flippin' heck, someone sent me a price list of wool. Enough expensive.
Is it that shop in Loughborough?
Well, first of all, you've created... you're an internet sensation. Sam has said, nice to hear Carrillan Court, Loughborough, getting a name check. Big up Loughborough. And, Christian, we're going to lose you because the line's not particularly great. But you've... And then... we'll go through the price list of wool after this. So it turns out, and I apologise to all those addicted to wool, very, very, very expensive. Very expensive. This could be why there is a rise of homeless old women, because of the cost of wool. Vaughan has sent this in. Thank you, Vaughan. Wool. Hello, Catherine.
I'm a closet knitter.
Okay. Wool.
It's expensive.
I can't. It's very small. I can't really see it, so I've got to bring it closer to me. A Burnett blanket big ball.
Yeah.
$9.99.
That's a big ball, though. That's going to be...
A Burnett pipsqueak. $3.99.
Yeah, that's cheap stuff.
Burnett softy baby. Softy baby. $4.99.
Yeah.
So it's
that's quite cheap for wool.
It's certainly more than the 85 pence I was expecting. The thing is, right, it's like the idiots that make their own bread, right? You can buy it.
Yeah.
And you can buy bread.
Yeah.
And you can buy jumpers.
Yeah.
And you can buy scarves.
Let me tell you why I started knitting.
Please do, Catherine. This is going to be an interesting story.
Swollen ankles.
Let's be careful where we go with that. Yes.
Very pregnant with my
Yes.
first child, and I had very swollen ankles, so I had to sit down.
Yeah.
I am not a sitter down.
Yes.
The only thing that can make me sit down is if I'm doing something at the same time.
Yeah.
Some things are frowned upon when you're sitting down in company.
Yeah.
Knitting isn't.
Right. Okay.
So I started knitting, and I'm really good at it.
Well,
like really good at it.
I've
To
never.
the point where I've paid like 15, 20 quid for a ball of wool.
Hang on a
I've
minute.
knitted my own jumpers.
How much have you paid?
Like 15 or 20 quid.
That's
Yeah.
outrageous.
Yeah. Yeah, only the finest.
doesn't mean-
It washes nicer.
It doesn't mean that you're good at it, though.
No, I'm awesome at it.
Never.
Tomorrow I'll wear the jumper that I knitted myself, and you can have a look at it. It's like twiddly and everything.
My nan knitted me a great jumper that I asked her to knit for Christmas. I was really into the...
Go on.
I'm going to say something, and it's not going to mean anything. And do you know what? I don't actually want to explain it.
Just say it then.
When I was like 15, 16, me and my friends were really into the number 7.
All right, well, numbers can be fun.
We were into the number 7.
It's a lucky number.
Do you remember the guy on Sesame Street, the painter? Hey, I got a paint of 7.
No, I remember the counter.
Okay. He wasn't. He was a count. Steady.
There's no need.
Steady, for crying out loud. We were obsessed by the number 7. And I got my nan to make me a jumper, black jumper with a big red 7 on it.
All right. That's the wrong way around. The
I
way
only
you did that.
I only wore it once. Because then I thought, oh, I look stupid. I did look stupid, but,
Yeah, but
my nan made it.
you can be stupid and knowing it.
Not when you're 15, 16, you want to be cool.
You'd wear it now, wouldn't you?
I would, oh, man alive.
I would not say yes, but I certainly would not say no.
0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. We'll call you back.
If you're very good, I'll knit you another one.
Kyle!
Hello, yeah.
Kyle! Oh, if only. If no... No hiling, okay. No, but I'm hiling is in the sense of the producers, the movie, which was discussed on the show previous to this. There are shows on Talk Radio that are not me, and it rhymes with Kyle. Hi, Kyle.
Oh, well, people have said see Kyle before, as in see Kyle.
See Kyle, yeah, there we go. You see, fun things that will actually probably get me in trouble. So let's move on. What have you got for us, Kyle?
Well, do you know, you've covered so many things already tonight.
Mate, 23 minutes in. And about 12:30, we think, we're not sure, we may have got the time wrong, Dennis Locorriere, the lead singer from Doctor Hook's coming on. Oh, baby. Oh.
Excellent.
Hang on a minute, hang on a minute. This is, okay, listen, shh. Listen, this is who's coming on, this guy. Hang on. This is
Everybody must be on drugs in this town. Or maybe there's a strange new bug that's been going round.
Come on, Denny!
'Cause people all smiling and waving as I go by. Everybody loves me and I don't know why.
Yes, he's coming on. I love him. I love Dr. Hook. Here's the thing, right, Kyle, and you've got me angry now, so I'm going to take it out on you, buddy.
Okay.
You got all these snobs, right? You get the elite, right? And what they do, by the way, put the Kath first 10 minutes with Alan Caddick. There's pod. There you go. There's your podcast. You get the elite, right?
Yeah.
And the first two calls, and then you go, oh, you can't like this music. Oh, you like that music? You're an idiot. Oh, you shouldn't like that. Do you know what? Up yours, Delors, right? If I like it, I like it. And that's kind of the end of the rant, actually.
I personally like Russ Abbott Atmosphere. I think it's a great tune.
It's a great tune. It's a great tune.
So but I'd loads of you've mentioned loads of stuff, but I don't know. I had two things I was going to mention to you, but but I used to work at WH Smith.
I'll tell you what, Kyle. Instead of obfuscating, I think I've used that word. I've never said that word out loud. Instead of obfuscating, just dive in. Just pick a point and dive in.
It's 2 points. Well, one, when you said before about popcorn, you were saying about things being from America.
Yeah.
Well, pizza isn't American, is it? It's Italian.
No, mate, it's American.
Well, where's you have?
Because I remember seeing an episode of Happy Days, right? Filmed in the 70s, set in the 50s. Right. Before Italians had even been invented. And Potsy Weber came through the door with a pizza the size of Idaho.
Right.
What country is Happy Days from?
Well,
I accept your apology. Point number two, buddy.
I was alerted this week to the fact there's a dub version, which I'm sure you've got, of the Coronation Street theme tune.
I've not got that. I have not heard. I haven't got as much music as I used to have on this computer because I had a little bit of a problem. I've only got 14,500 songs, so I have not got the dub version of Coronation Street. I'm really hoping that you can sing it to us.
I can either sing it or I can play you a brief snatch. So it's up to you. You're the gaffer. You know.
Give us a snatch.
Right, hang on. So it sounds like this if it works down the phone. Hang on. It's mellow.
Hey, this is all right, actually.
Not bad, is it?
I wouldn't say that was dub. That's more like ska.
No, sorry. As I said, no.
What?
No, it was like a thing. It's on my phone started beeping. No, it's like I would say a reggae version. I would say reggae, not dub. Maybe.
You said you said you would say reggae, not dub. But if you think back, Carl, you said dub. Dub is, and I would say that's not reggae. That's more sort of like 60s ska. Hey, there was a funny thing, right? There was a thing on Radio 4, Talk Radio.
Oh yeah,
about
station
because it's all I listen to about Denmark Street in London, right? And it's where all the music publishers used to be in the 50s and 60s, and the Sex Pistols used to live round there, and it's now full of guitar shops and stuff like that. And they're thinking of knocking it down, of course, because it's really old traditional and it's got history. So they want to knock it down and make it into, I don't know, a river island or something, right?
Oh.
And the reporter said many famous rock guitarists had guitars made for them in Denmark Street, including Eric Clapton, Jimi Hendrix, and Eddie Grant. Eddie Grant?
He was good. He liked Chick Avenue.
He was good, but I didn't even know he could play the guitar.
Yeah, well, you didn't see it in the videos, but he must have been able to do it.
What, hang on a minute. Why must Eddie Grant, 0844 499 1000, if you can give us any details on Eddie Grant's musical heritage, why must we assume that Eddie Grant could play the guitar?
Because he's a musician.
Hang on a minute. Mel C is a musician. I bet she can't play the guitar.
I bet she can't. I bet she's got the old six-stringer. Bet she is.
Well, I don't know if that sounds like a euphemism, Carl. I'm not totally sure. Oh, man alive. Can we start the show? We haven't even started the show properly yet. We will get to... we'll get there eventually. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. Iain Lee on Talk Radio. The way it works is I kind of sit here and I've got things written down. Best actor. Oh, I've got to get into that. Popcorn, British home stores, shopping centres. Now, when you read it like that, it doesn't sound very exciting. Actually, it sounds very dull, doesn't it? But you can call in about anything you want. It's not. I'll set out the store. I'll set out the stall again. Basically, this is kind of the. How would a marketing team sell this? Apart from the wild man of radio. Oh yeah, they would say this is the antidote to the stuffy, dull late night phone-ins that you get elsewhere, where they'll be talking about Muslims and Brexit and Brussels and what are you? You're either milking a cow or entertaining two midgets. What are you doing there? I can't read your lips. But I can't read it. Come in and shout it, for crying out loud. I've got two people mouthing something and miming something very, very vulgar.
Like cabs.
Thank you very much. And this is kind of the opposite of that. Eduardo, we'll talk to you after this.
Mama put the popcorn kernels in the pot. She turned up the heat, now the pot is getting hot. And then those popcorn kernels start to pop, 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 pop.
Be a snack. Eduardo would agree with me, wouldn't you?
I'd wonder where you'd put it though in the Snackorama food chain.
Why are you on speakerphone?
I'm not.
You are?
I'm certainly not.
You are on.
Let me change the location. I've walked out of the conservatory into the kitchen. Is that any better?
You are either you are on speakerphone.
No.
Or.
Yes.
You are in a completely unfurnished house and your voice is echoing around on the bare floors and the bare walls and the bare grills.
I'm in neither.
Okay. Well,
this is disappointing. Let me move to another sector of the house that has carpet. Shall I do that?
Move to the carpeted areas.
How about this?
Yeah.
Any better?
I mean...
I've got glasses now.
I'm jealous. I wish I had glasses again.
No, I thought it would be cool, but it turned out it's not.
Oh, why? What did you get? Sven-Göran Eriksson ones?
No, they're just they're square. It's just like...
They're not square, they're hip, man. They're hip.
It's made me into a square.
No.
I wanted to discuss something.
Yeah, go on.
That has become personal to me.
That's been missed from the debate so far.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Oh.
I think that, I've seen a lot of blokes wandering about in their sort of
wandering
late 30s,
you said wandering. You mean wandering?
Wandering. With baggy jeans. And this, I'll tell you where it's sprung from, because you mentioned the word dub. And whenever I pull up behind a Volkswagen, it's got dub on it. And I look inside it, and it's a bloke in his 40s, and I think you really should know better.
Dub?
Why is it dub? What is dub?
Do you know what? I got distracted for a second, because 1 minute we're talking about jeans, then I looked away because I saw a picture of the Fonz, and then I come back and you're talking about...
Get the Fonz on.
We'll get the Fonz on, yeah, easy.
What about Terry Griffith?
We'll get Derek Griffiths on. I like Derek Griffiths.
So,
what's the connection between jeans and dub?
I'm just saying that I think there's a point where you stop wearing jeans and T-shirts with like logos on them, fake American college logos, and you stop growing a. What are you wearing right now?
I've got jeans on, and I've got kind of blue top that I got. It was only a £5 in Gap, but it's got short sleeves on it. But the sleeves there's not got a hood. But yesterday I did have a very thin, well, I would call it a cardigan, but it had a hood. And I was wearing a Sparks T-shirt. Sparks, of course, being a rock duo.
Yeah, we know who Sparks are. That's all right.
But the thing about
that salvaged it a little bit.
Oh, I know who they are. I could name 3 of their albums, so at least. So you're allowed to do that. But I think I always thought you're right. But now I'm a 42. I'm going to be 43-year-old dad of 2.
Good Lord!
I don't actually give a stuff. I don't care what I look like. And also, I agree with you about the jeans, but I think, because I remember the most horrific thing I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen some sites, was Gordon Brown in a pair of jeans. But he was wearing the kind of jeans your mum would buy from British home stores.
Which you bought for £1, I heard.
Yeah, I've bought it for £1. Whereas
it's VHS now. I said to my kids, British home stores, and they just looked at me like, what? Where's that? And it's VHS, isn't it?
Isn't it indeed? But they should. But the shame on them, and shame on. I'm going to question your parenting because they should. If something's got letters,
yes.
I want to know what those letters mean.
Okay. GHD.
Sorry.
Exactly.
I didn't hear what you said.
GHD.
THD.
GHD.
Well, where is that from?
I don't know. Just some letters that came.
Well, no, you can't just make up. I'm talking about real things. You don't just make up.
Ian, one thing. This is really important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uber is better than London black taxi.
Hang on. Hang on a second. What?
PhDs.
What?
Hair straighteners.
Yeah.
Good hair day.
Why don't you just come instead of shouting through there? What are you doing?
Well, also he's talking about.
So GHD is a thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's what?
It's hair straighteners.
Oh, right.
Good hair day. It stands
Is that? Well, that's good. We've learned something.
There you go. See, I didn't know that. You love Timmy Mallet.
Thank you very much indeed. Speaking of dull callers.
Hello.
Gatford.
Yeah. Time for everyone to go and make a cup of tea. Yep.
I'm struggling to understand people on there. This really sounds muffled in my ears.
He says, a cup of tea.
You're going blind and you're going deaf.
I'm not going blind.
The end coming? Well, you said earlier you had to move nearer to a screen to see something.
No, it was tiny. The wool listing was absolutely tiny.
Oh, I'll let you off. So you're just going deaf?
It's National Puppy Day today.
Oh, I've got one.
Can we see your puppies? Here's a picture of Bruce Springsteen. With a puppy down his top.
Can I see?
Yeah, honestly, there's a picture.
Is it a real puppy?
Yes.
Because last time you said you were going to show me a puppy.
It's a real picture of Bruce Springsteen on Twitter with a puppy down his T-shirt.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Are you retweeting so I can look at it in a minute?
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to retweet it. There we go. Retweeted.
He's dinky, isn't he? The boss.
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen. You know how he gets around? He's so tiny, he fits in people's turn-ups on their jeans.
Aww.
And he sits and rides in there. And that's a true story.
But let him call himself the boss.
Who came up with
pop stars?
Who came up with the title "The Boss"?
Probably Iain.
I'm the boss. I'm Bruce Springsteen, and I'm the boss.
Well, why? I mean, he's from New York, isn't he? New York City.
New Jersey, I believe.
I never got Springsteen.
Oh no, but the some are good and undisputably good.
Well,
live, though, I think. You have to watch Springsteen live.
I haven't got time, mate. He's still playing a concert now that he started 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but I think I've seen him live. The band, they're good.
The E Street Band.
Yeah.
You didn't even know the name of the band. The band is Robbie Robertson.
Well, no, the E Street Band.
Okay. But I don't want to see him live. I don't want to see him live because I don't like his song. He'd be singing his songs, wouldn't he?
Yeah, some of them are good, though.
So I don't want to see him.
Well, he's not going to turn up and do a number by Mariah Carey, is he?
The only
I'd pay to see that.
The best Bruce Springsteen song he didn't even have a hit with. Manfred Mann's Earth Band had a hit with it. And what's that song?
Is it Fire?
No. What? That's Arthur Brown.
No, he did one.
Come on, guys. The Bruce Springsteen.
Manfred Mann's
Earth Band.
Is it the one with the numbers in it?
Sorry?
No, they didn't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, did they?
No, they did 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that was Manfred Mann, not Manfred Mann's Earth Band.
Go on,
I don't know then. I give up.
You win.
Good. And that gives me a sense of satisfaction, the likes of which... Let me try this version. Here we go. You'll know this. Here we go. This is it.
Go on.
Hang on a minute. The computer's a little bit slow.
I want to do my bit about Eddie Grant.
Let's go to this. Here we go. Here we go. Hang on. I'm going.
You're saying here we go, and we're not going.
I'm having... Hang on a minute. I'm having trouble with the Wi-Fi. Here we go. Here we go. This. Get to the chorus. Don't bore us. Get to the chorus. No, there we go. Hang on. Here we go. This bit. Here we go. This bit. This.
Oh, yeah.
Red up like a deuce, another runner in the night, blinded by the light.
The only decent song Bruce Springsteen ever did.
What, you don't like Born to Run?
I don't like
Everyone likes Born to Run.
Bored to Run?
Oh.
Streets of Philadelphia?
Well, no one likes that.
The streets of Philadelphia. But you can't say you don't like it because it's about a touching subject.
Yeah, no, I like Fire.
Now, you're thinking of The Crazy World of Arthur Brown.
No, I'm not. There's a belting song by Springsteen called Fire, and it's cool.
Well, I bet it's rubbish because he's rubbish.
No.
Well, Gaffer, thanks for calling.
I was going to...
There we go. Let's go to Paul's in St Albans. Hello, Paul's. Oh, no, hang on. Let's try again. Hello, Paul.
Hi, Iain. How's it going?
Do you know what, mate? I've had my life is at a crossroads, right? I've given up caffeine. Day 2 of no caffeine. Yeah. Day 2 of no caffeine. I'm giving up Nurofen. I take too many Nurofen, right? Because I constantly have headaches. So I'm trying to give them up, right? And I feel rotten. I feel as rough as a dog's bum.
That's not good. Didn't you try giving up coffee once before?
I did give up coffee once before, Paul, and I'll tell you what happened after this. So, Iain Lee, Talk Radio, 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. I've got Kate Lawler texting me because she's starting a show on Virgin Radio. Call me in. I used to work with Kate Lawler many, many years ago, and Kate, you were the kiss of death to my career. If you're listening... I might do, but if you're not, you can jog on. It could be the Rise reunion, guys. Huh? That's what everybody's waiting for. Paul is in St Albans. Paul, I gave up caffeine and then went back on it, and now I've given it up again, and I'm hoping that I feel better. But at the moment, I'm a nervous. Nervous is not the thing. Anxious. I'm an anxious wreck, Paul.
Oh my lord, that's not good. That's not good.
A lot of anxiety going on. Yeah.
I was the one on your Twitter that did the hashtag pierced for Iain Lee.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, remember me on my birthday?
Yes, mate. I've seen your genitals.
You have seen my genitals.
I don't want to think about your horrible wrinkly sack again.
But you didn't see it because I didn't show it quite like the way you're portraying it today.
I don't want it portrayed in any way at all.
But it has another piercing in there because you were back on the radio, so I thought I'd celebrate it.
There was once when I used to work at Absolute.
Somewhere else.
Virgin, I think it was at the time. There was this woman who used to listen, and she phoned up. She said, I'm going to get your name tattooed on my bum. And I thought she was joking, right? So I kind of went along with it. And then she sent me a picture of her other buttock, and she had another presenter's name tattooed on her bum. And I realised she was serious. And I begged her. I don't think she did it in the end, but I begged her not to do it. But it turns out legally, if someone wants to get your name tattooed on their bum, legally, you haven't got a leg to stand on.
Well, it's actually quite a bizarre law. Then that's not supported. I mean, you know,
it's not supported.
I could have loads of presenters' names all tattooed over me, or pierced all over me, even.
Yes. You could, and that poor presenter would be unable to prevent that from happening.
Oh, do you want me to take it out there, mate?
I don't want to... Stop talking to me about your privates. I'm not interested.
I'm sorry. But how are you doing anyway? You all okay?
I'm up and down, mate, up and down. But we get there eventually. We get somewhere eventually. Paul, thank you very much indeed. 0844 499 1000. Now, I'm aware we've got lots of people who followed me from other places and lots of new people listening for the first time are going, what the hell is this? It's whatever you want it to be. Is that vague enough for you? Is that, it's whatever you want it to be. You want to call in and talk about the stuff we're talking about, that's fine. If you want to call in and talk about Brexit, or talk about, that boring stuff, you can do. I don't really have any interest in it whatsoever, but it's that kind of forum where you can do that. Geeky Girl's on the line.
Hey!
Where's the bell gone?
Oh, well, my nan got that in the end. I did buy it for her, and I was sort of ringing it for you in the interim before she got it.
Well, okay, that's fine. We can carry on talking, but
okay, but I do not have any piercings for you. I'm sorry.
No, good. I don't get tats. I don't get piercings. I don't get any of that stuff. I feel bold when I went to the hairdressers today, and I asked her to give me a number 2 around the sides. Ooh. That makes me feel like I'm living on the edge.
And then how does it look?
I look very, very smart. I said I got number 2 on the sides, and I want to be able to slick it back on the top, and I trim my beard a little bit. I'm looking old. I'm looking old is
dapper.
What I'm looking.
I think dapper is the word.
Dapper laughs.
Oh, God, no. He spoiled that word, didn't he?
Here we go. And now the show starts, because you have given me the best topic, right? Well, this is brilliant, Geeky Girl. Thank you. Words that have been spoilt, and how were they spoilt? Ladies and gentlemen, the first one is dapper, spoilt by dapper laughs. I'm actually writing this down. This is it. Well, now we're off.
Good stuff, yeah.
This is why we get 5-star reviews in the Telegraph, because words that have been ruined and how they were ruined. And yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. I started doing a Savile then, and I realised you're actually not allowed to do a Savile.
I don't know, on commercial it might be different.
The BBC. I can reveal the secrets, right? At the BBC, we all knew what he was up to. We were given a dossier of everything he was up to, and the others.
Even the cleaners.
And the others, I know what everybody got up to. We were all told, and we were all sat there laughing about it because we all knew.
Yeah. So next scandal, tomorrow's head.
Next scandal. I know what the next scandal is, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, I do.
You're not going to share tonight?
No, I'm not, because I don't want to get sued.
No, fair play.
Fair play.
And, I had a little idea for you, Mr. Lee.
Oh, yeah, go on, fantastic.
And it's not a feature, because I know you hate features.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Right. You know how you've got a nice late night slot?
Oh, beautiful. I've got the dream job. I mean, I get home at 2:30 in the morning, and then my kids wake me up at 6:30. But apart from that, I've got the dream gig. I couldn't be more pleased with this slot. Yes.
Yeah, it is a great slot, know. You're riding high, it's good, yeah? But some people, as you know, have to get up in the mornings,
yes.
And I just wondered, because some people can't call in live, what about getting a voicemail system where people can leave messages, even just cheeky, whatever bits of music, or, they can start a question or whatever. And then if there's ever a section where you feel like there aren't enough calls at that time, or like you just feel you're a bit random, just press it.
All right, I'll sort that out for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think then the people who can't live can join in.
It's that easy. Geeky Girl, it's getting done. It'll be done. I'll have a phone number tomorrow for you. There we go. I like that. Words that have been ruined. Dapper. I literally can't think of any others off the top of my head. But, Paul's quiz on Twitter says Fandabby-Dozy was ruined by the Crankies. They invented Fandabby-Dozy. They may have ruined it eventually, but they invented the word, for crying out loud. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. I'm noticing a trend. Busy for the first 45 minutes, then it drops off, and that's fine. Fine by me. It's a brand new radio station. I'm aware of the limitations of broadcasting only online and on DAB. And it's only day 3, for crying out loud. If you want to give us a call, though, 0844 499 1000. You can get in touch on Twitter, @Iain Lee. And that's enough forms of communication. Here's one of my bugbears at the moment. Got a lot of bugbears. I've had a lot of time to develop a lot of bugbears. and I noticed Paul Ross did it, and Paul Ross can ease off a little bit. They do it a lot on the Victoria Derbyshire show on TV, where they go, and you can get in touch on this number, or you can text this number, or you can go to our Facebook page, or you can tweet us, or you can email us, or visit our Instagram. And it goes on. And I'm thinking, I'm going to contact you in all those ways until you just stick it up your bum. Stop it. Just give us a phone number and an email. Or a text and a tweet. Give us give 2. I can deal with 2. My brain can cope with 2. Any more than that, and it's just... What do you want me to do, guys? So, 0844 499 1000. Ruined words, David says, at Iain Lee. That boat is going to be called Boaty McBoatface, by the way, apparently. I've missed the Boaty McBoatface thing. Is that actually going to happen? I hope so. Ruined words. Circa 1990, my mum called my Converse trainers snazzy. Mums can crush you, can't they? Some mums can. Literally. Cool Modi says the word spike was ruined by Steve Allen. I know where I'd like to shove that 4 a.m. spike. Failed LPC presenter, is that what he called me? Oh, Steve, do grow up. Do grow up. Rob's on the line. Good evening, Rob.
Good evening, Ian. How are you?
I'm all right. I've just found a little bit of sweet and sour sauce from a Chinese from earlier on my wrist, and I'm scraping it off as I talk to you. There we go. Gone. Good. Yes, Rob.
There's the thing of beauty. Any post today?
Any post?
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming what you mean is you've sent me something rude, and I don't know where the post is collected here. I haven't got a pigeonhole. I haven't got a slot that people put things in. Huh? So I don't know if there's a. Let me ask Id. Id, do you know?
Hi.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
We're not interested.
Okay. There's cake here if you want some.
And Kath and I've got a present for you.
Oh, should I be?
Did he bring his own cake in?
He did bring his own cake in. Don't call him. He is. Don't call him that. Id, have I got any post?
Not that I've seen.
Okay. Well, what have you sent me, Rob? Is it a puppy for National Puppy Day?
It's a surprise.
I look forward to waiting.
Okay. So, a word that's been ruined.
Oh, no. I've got a dump button now.
It's all right, it's clean. Tuppence.
Thanks for calling, Rob.
Bye.
Eliza's tweeting me, hurry up and phone back. I want to discuss old shops. Did you call in, Eliza? Did she? She's nuts, is she? Is she? Why? I'm getting grief on Twitter from people. Go on.
Just gonna have to wait a turn.
That's producing. That's Catherine Boyle producing. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. The show Words That Were Ruined, to you, to me, the Chuckle Brothers. Yeah, okay. We'll have a look in the papers in a little bit. It's all a bit heavy in the papers today. There's very little light. Obviously, because of the idiots yesterday. There's very little light in the papers. There's bits, but you've got to search really hard to find it. So maybe we'll do that in a little bit. You making some phone calls? Okay. Is it her turn now? Is it her turn now? Can I talk to her? Elizabeth.
Hello, Ian.
Now it says.
Can I just?
No. Yes, you can. But it says Elizabeth on the screen, but Eliza on Twitter. Who the hell are you, you imposter?
I'm Elizabeth Scott, the one and only.
Oh, there we go. Beautiful.
Can I just take a minute to discuss the fact that British home stores now, I don't know who they think they are, but they've started selling pistachio cake. Now, when I was a child, it was chip bombs, fairy cakes, and that usual stuff. But pistachio cake at British home stores.
Who do they think they are?
Who do they think they are? Now, do you remember CNA?
I do. I was stood outside what used to be CNA in Slough today, and I had very fond memories of it, yes.
Oh, I used to love Clock House.
What?
Clock House was like the teenage range in CNA.
They got rid of the CNA before I became a teenager. You must be older than me.
I'm 31.
Flipping out, you're a child.
And Texas, do you remember Texas? Have I blown your mind, Ian?
I do remember Texas, yes, I do remember. The DIY shop?
Yeah.
Yeah?
They had a cafe as well. Basically, the only shops I can remember have cafes in them.
I've got to go to the news, but will you call again? Not tonight.
I will. Not tonight.
No.
But I'll phone you again.
It's so nice to talk to you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Ian. Bye.
Thanks, bye. I don't want to blow my own...
Radio.
I'll learn. I don't want to blow my own trumpet, primarily because I don't have one, but we've had more calls in the hour than I think the whole station has had in the last 3 days. I'm just. Thank you, guys. Another hour of this nonsense. You fancy another hour and a half? Then we'll have Dennis Locorriere live at 12:30. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. British home stores, popcorn, and words that were ruined and how. So far, we've got Dapper. Here comes the news. They're coming in thick and fast. Words that have been ruined and why. Started off with Dapper, ruined by Dapper Laughs. David on Twitter says banter. Yeah, banter. A few people have said Trump. I've just had... No, you ruined the word doorbells. I can't say it anymore without putting on an Indian accent. Well, these things happen. I've just had a thought of a way to make probably not much money. Top Trumps based on Donald Trump. Okay, I'm not getting any response from the team, which makes me think it's a really good idea. And they're just trying to freak me out by making me feel bad about it so that they can then go and do it themselves. So I'm going to go and do it. Thanks very much indeed. Penny!
I'm trying to get my head around Top Trump, Donald Trump. What?
Top Trumps. You know Top Trumps, yeah?
Yeah, I know Top Trumps. I'm just trying to work out what categories do you have when you've got Donald Trump, I can't even say it. So we've got, height. Hair.
Yeah, hair skills.
Insults.
Yeah, okay, there you go. You see, you've got it. Insults.
Yeah, I'm getting it. Yeah, it just took a little while to come.
Electability.
Yeah, good one. Good one.
Racism.
Yeah.
The racism factor.
Not a game you're going to play with the kids, is it?
Height, hair, skills, insults, electability, and the racism factor. There we go. It's Donald Trump, Top Trumps. I mean,
how the hell have you got from BHS to Donald Trump, Top Trump?
Mate, I don't know, and I'm worried that the Daily Telegraph are going to get in touch and take away that 5 stars.
It was a good review, that. It was a very good review, that was.
Well, yeah, it was a good review, right? But they devoted more time to a 10-year-old who called in than me.
What's Danny Baker said about that? Has he commented on the review yet?
No, he's not. He's too busy with his own thing, bless him. Catherine's joining us in the studio. Catherine, at last.
Is that right?
Have you done the first half of the podcast yet?
Yeah, done.
Okay, right. We're going to get out a decent time tonight?
Can we talk knitting with Kath now?
Yeah, honestly. I'm going to wear that jumper tomorrow and you're going to be astounded, Ian, because it's proper fiddly.
Lino sent an excellent message, which I need to scroll back down to...
But just describe it to you, Penny. It's like a fair isle. So really
Lino says, and this is a great idea, to save money if you want to knit jumpers and wool is so expensive.
Wool.
Why not just...
What?
Why not just buy a cheap jumper, unravel it, and use that wool?
Don't joke, Ian, don't joke. There are loads of people who spend time going to charity shops, buying cheap jumpers that are made of really good wool.
There we go,
They
wool.
unwind them all and then knit with it.
He says you'll know you've got just enough for a jumper.
Well, yeah, unless you make a mess of it.
I don't get. I tell you what my nan did, and she cheated because she didn't do it. You know, the clicky. You know, she had a knitting machine.
Oh no!
And that's not knitting, is it? That's like a giant credit card machine from the 80s.
I had a colleague that used to do that. When I got into knitting, I started talking to her about it. She said, "I'm going to start knitting." I thought, great, because it's such a lovely pastime.
What a boring conversation.
I'll tell you who it was later on. I'll tell you who it was later on.
Okay.
And she said,
Sorry,
I'm going to start knitting. And she bought herself a knitting machine, not knitting needles, a knitting machine. And I said, do you know what? You might as well not bother. There's no soul in that. No soul whatsoever. A knitting machine. And I went right off her. I went right off her. Because it's just going through the motions, that, isn't it?
But, Kath, have you ever done giant knitting?
I've done quite big knitting, but I've not done massive knitting, no.
But my good old WI group, next month, we're doing giant knitting.
Penny, I've got to interrupt. We've got a news flash. Just come up on the screen. Breaking news, blimey. Okay, well, we can do this. Donald Trump's exists. And the categories are racism, sexism, creepiness, xenophobia, fascism, and craziness. It exists. So
we were halfway there, though, with your list.
The fact that words that have been ruined, John and Gaunt. No, come on. The fact that it's been made means that my idea was a good idea. I just need to keep having them.
Yeah.
Until I get that one that hasn't been made. And that's all I need to do, Penny.
Anyway, so how big's your knitting, Penny?
This is really dull. We had 15 minutes last night talking to a pensioner about tie-dye.
John Sebastian.
It was John Sebastian.
That was good.
It was good.
Hey, and
did
you see his jacket at Woodstock, Penny? It was
I haven't seen the pictures yet. I was driving, listening to the podcast earlier.
It was proper elaborate.
The fact that he found a trunk full of all of that stuff, including the outfit, man alive. I would pay top dollar to have. Here we go. Clothes that you would buy at any cost. I would give everything to have John Sebastian's clothes from Woodstock 1969.
I like Cher's Red Indian outfit.
Oh, baby, this is it. So words that have been ruined and clothes that you want. That's not quite such a catchy title. Produce it, make it sound better.
I liked her outfits when they were proper outfits, Penny. I don't like it when she just wore a sequin and a smile.
Oh, I like the one when she was sat on board that gun.
Astride it, yeah.
Whoa, 'cause it was meant to...
I could turn back
you
time.
You just did Cher.
Yeah.
Because the gun was phallic, and I looked up, and that means
she was on a boat full of sailors as well.
Yeah.
Did you miss that?
Well, phallic means penis.
You know what they call sailors?
What? Seamen? Oh, come on now. We're better than that, aren't we? No, we're not.
We're down the gutter. Only show 3 in the gutter. You're doing well.
I've been listening to a lot of John Holmes.
I think he's very good.
I worry that he's better than me.
He is, yeah. Sorry?
Gosh. And that he's ruder than me. Because I want to be better than him.
Yeah.
And ruder than him.
Why don't you have a Rudolph?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Section called Tradesman's Entrance, which I caught yesterday.
That was really good, wasn't it?
Okay. Well, I'm going to do a feature called Up My Bum.
You win.
Hey, speaking of Up My Bum.
No.
No.
Not again.
No. This is brilliant, right? This is absolutely brilliant. I love this. This is a story I found in the paper. Dealer's bum rap.
Oh, not another one.
A drug smuggler who tried to smuggle 2 phones into prison up his bottom.
Mobile phones or like proper...
The candlestick ones. Now, the thing is, I can imagine getting one up there.
Why?
A small one.
All right. But, like early 90s.
Yeah. You know the little flip ones? The
Not
tiny
a
ones.
flip one. You want like a Nokia 3210.
But 2... Oh.
You've got to be determined to make those calls, haven't you?
Flippin' heck. Emmanuel Okubotti, that's his name.
No, it's not.
Okubotti was caught.
I bet he was.
Hey, this is in Britain as well. Was caught when an X-ray chair.
What?
Flippin' heck. X-ray chairs. We can celebrate the magic of chairs. 0844 499 1000. was caught when an X-ray chair at Belmarsh Prison detected the CZ long J8.
Look it up.
Yeah, here we go. Hang on a minute.
We're Googling that.
CZ long J8. I'm wondering.
I'm just worried that they had to go as far as an X-ray chair.
Hey, look
to
at that. That's
the way he walked to give it away.
Hey, that is tiny. I could get about a dozen of them at mine. That is tiny.
Gosh.
Hey, that's all right, isn't it?
By the way, if you're listening at home and thinking about smuggling phones, don't. It's bad for you.
Oh, yeah, no, don't do it. They've got X-ray chairs now. The 24-year-old was convicted of possession of Class B drugs. I get so confused with the drug culture now. Is Class B good or bad? I mean, they're all bad.
It's not quite as naughty as an A.
But is marijuana a B now, or is it C, has it gone back to being a C?
It was moving from C to B, I think.
Oh, you know a lot about it.
Oh, Penny. Oh, Penny.
Oh, man, I'm Penny. I've got my Women's Institute. Aye. Okubuti of Catford, South East London, had a string of convictions. The Old Bailey had. What were they up there as well? It just, and maybe, I tell you what we'll do. Let's find out the world record for the number of phones up one man's backside, and I'll beat it.
I'm
The
not
record, not his
arbitrating that.
backside.
I am not arbitrating that. You can get a man from the clipboard.
We'll get Norris McWhirter to look into it. Yeah.
But except he's dead, so...
I've got another one.
What?
Lubrication. Yeah, lubrication. Lubrication, that's what you need. If you want to beat Okubati, get your phones up your butty. Lubrications. You'll give me the hand. Okay.
I was wondering if you're going to do the end bit. If you want to be a...
Anyway, Penny, was there any point to this call? Because you've really dragged us down into the gutter, my darling.
Fancy doing that, Penny.
I'm sorry,
And you
I'm
and
thinking
Mother.
about BHS, but,
Yep.
you know, let's not worry about BHS.
Thank you very much indeed. Let's go to Noah. Good evening, Noah.
Good evening, Ian.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. In fact, I love your irreverent and offbeat show. It's really good for my blood pressure.
Where are you on speakerphone?
No, I'm not. I'm just in the kitchen.
Okay. Whereabouts you calling from?
Officially, Liverpool.
Okay. Unofficially? Beijing.
Well away from Liverpool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whereabouts? Wales?
Yeah.
Why the mystery, Noah?
Just sort of a little internet trolling thing.
Oh. Okay. We're going to call you That's For Me to Noah.
Oh, look, there's a picture of sharing. Whereabouts? Swansea?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just outside.
Why are you... I know who you are.
And I know that you know who I am.
And I know who you are as well, because I heard you.
Why are you... Why... Well, in fact, I played...
But I can't believe it's the same person.
I thought it was you, and I played Kath a clip of you.
Yeah, that clip.
Yeah, that clip. Why? And I'm so confused.
Why were you so... I mean, you don't sound like the same person. Because you were furious then. Furious.
Yeah, well, I tell you why. The first time I ever heard of Ian Lee was, believe it or not, reading Retro Gamer magazine, because he used to do little columns in there.
I did, yes, I did, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the one that sticks out most to me was that letter you wrote to your 10-year-old self, telling yourself that you were going to be a father.
That was nice, wasn't it?
Yes.
That was nice. Well, I'm surprised I've touched you. Why are you using the name Noah? I don't mind. Listen, people can call in and be whoever they want. It's just, I've heard you on this station in various incarnations, in TalkSport in various incarnations. I've heard you on LBC. I just wondered why. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
No, it's really boring and pedantic, but it's actually Blazing Noah. It's all one word.
It's what?
Yeah, that's the handle I use on Twitter.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Name.
Okay, so you're using that instead of the... Okay.
Yeah, because officially, the name on our birth certificates is Crown copyright, so the Queen owns our names. So if she decides she doesn't like us, she can say,
hang on a minute.
He doesn't exist anymore.
Hang on a minute. The Queen owns my name?
She owns all our names.
How?
Because the birth certificates... Crown copyright.
Right.
So the Queen could just decide you no longer exist.
Yeah.
And she could, you could lose your identity overnight.
And when has that ever happened?
Nothing I can recall offhand, but there was an episode back in the 1990s, Due South. Do you remember that?
I do remember Due South.
In America.
He looked like he was a Mountie, and he looked like Jack D.
Jack D, yeah.
Yeah, well, that happened to his buddy in the Chicago Police Department in one episode because he said he was dead on some kind of medical form.
You know, Due South wasn't a documentary, don't you?
Yeah, I know, it was a comedy.
But the Queen wouldn't have owned... The Queen wouldn't have owned his name.
Well, if he was a Canadian, she would.
Was it a Canadian or American it happened to?
It happened to an American.
Well, no, it's none of her business.
Yeah.
It's a bit technical, but it is, pretty much the same. Governments or royalty, they technically own our names. So when you give your child a name and put it on the birth certificate, that's then the property of the Queen.
Do you know what, Noah? I feel foolish now for having even bothered giving my kids names.
You shouldn't have even had kids, to be honest.
Well, I shouldn't.
You should really.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, did you... Well, listen, I appreciate your indulgence, and we've got to go to a break in a second, but was there anything you wanted to contribute to the show?
Yeah, about words that had been ruined.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get a little bit serious for a minute.
Okay.
But, I think the word misogyny's been ruined.
Oh.
Yeah, because...
Well, there's flipping women. There's flipping awful women.
Well, it's not just the women who have ruined it. But misogyny these days seems to mean to a certain group of people, disagreeing with a woman is misogyny, opening a door for a woman is somehow misogyny, everything is misogyny for some reason or other.
Yeah.
Whereas in reality, misogyny is rather like what Rob Titchener's doing to Helen Archer in The Archers.
Well, no, that's domestic abuse, isn't it?
Well, it's born from misogyny. Because he's so frightened that Helen Archer will leave him, he has to break her down psychologically to make her independent.
We're going to go to the break in a second. I don't think he's doing it because he's afraid she will leave him. He's doing it out of... I can't believe we're dissecting the plot of The Archers. He's doing it out of insecurity for his own... for himself.
Yeah,
and to bully and control. He's doing it for control.
Yeah, and that's actually born out of a childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Probably because his mother did something to him that he found so traumatic.
Yes, because the relationship between him and his mum is weird.
Oh, it's creepy.
He's the thing is, and we will go to... I'm really late for a break. The thing is, did you notice about 8 months ago when they got married, he had Henry, the boy's... he is the legal parent of that boy now. He's adopted him.
Yeah.
So that means that he's going to get the boy and she won't. That's
no! According to the last time I listened in, that he's packing him off to boarding school.
Oh,
genius!
No, I've got to go. It's always a pleasure to discuss The Archers with another fan. Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Ta-ta. Right, it's 20 minutes past 11. Give us a call. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. We'll give you a call back. What are we talking about? Words that have been ruined? Clothes that you want? It's kind of a slightly vague thing, and we may drop that. And other bits and pieces. We're talking about British home stores, popcorn, all kinds of stuff. The way I want this show to be is it's kind of an alternative. They would call an antidote to those other kind of shows on the other radio stations where they'll be talking about Brexit and what we should do with Muslims and immigrants and black cabs and sweets from the 70s. It's just kind of the people that do it, Iain and Duncan, they do it and they do it well. But I just want to have a laugh at 10 o'clock at night, 11:30 at night. I just want to have a laugh. So that's what this is. You can call in about anything. You can call in about the straight stuff if you want, but I don't really want to indulge in it. 0844 499 1000. Let's go to Barry in Watford. Good evening, Barry.
Hello. Long time no speak.
Have we spoken before, Barry? You'll have to remind me.
It's Barry.
From Watford. Yep, it says on my screen. Where did we speak? Did you used to phone the BBC when I was there?
Well, yeah, it's Barry.
Barry from Watford, yeah, it says on my screen.
Yeah, it's Barry.
From Watford, yeah.
It's Barry.
From Watford, yeah.
Yeah, it's Barry.
From Watford.
Do you remember?
Who is this?
Barry.
From Watford.
Yes.
It says on my screen.
Barry.
From Watford.
Yes.
Yes.
Barry.
From Watford.
It's Barry.
From Watford.
Yes.
It says on my screen.
Yes, indeed.
When did you did you phone me at Three Counties?
Well, it's Barry.
From Watford.
Yes.
Yeah. It says
it's Barry.
From Watford. It says on my screen. Yes.
Yes.
I don't know you, sir.
Oh, I phoned. It's Barry.
From Watford.
Yes. It's Barry.
From Watford.
Yes.
I know. It says on my screen.
Yes, I used to phone a while back. Barry.
From Watford?
Yes.
It says on my screen.
Yes, Barry.
From Watford. I'm going to need a little bit more than that. I've been doing this job for about... let me finish.
Okay,
let me finish. Yeah. I've been doing this job for about 12 years. I've worked in about 5 or 6 different radio stations.
Yeah.
I've had thousands of callers, so I'm going to need a little bit more than... what was it?
Well, it's Barry.
From Watford?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Can I speak now?
Please do.
Yes, I'm going to start now. Speaking now.
Away you go.
Here I go. Just going to...
Barry from Watford.
That's it. I'll speak now.
Please do.
Yeah. I used to phone a while back. I don't know whether... Hello? Yeah, I used to phone a while back.
Yeah.
And I was always known as Barry.
From Watford?
Yes.
Yep.
Barry.
From Watford?
Yes, I was known as Barry, you
From
see.
Watford? It says on my screen. I know that, but I don't know who you are.
I used to phone. I was a regular.
Is this sentence... Are we going to get to the end of this sentence? Because I've heard the beginning bit of it about 20 times.
Oh, sorry.
So let's get to the end of the sentence.
Okay. And I used to phone you
Yes,
a while
that's
back,
the
right?
middle of the sentence.
Yeah. And when I phoned, we got on ever so well. We was a bit of a double act a while ago.
Never really worked as a double act.
You remember me?
Who is this, please, caller?
Barry.
From?
Yeah, Watford.
Barry?
Yes, from Watford.
Barry?
Yes, from Watford. Jesus. Listen.
Is this Barry?
I want to talk about the Brexit.
What?
The Brexit. The Brexit.
Right. We don't really...
No. We're both talking at the same time now.
I know, so you can shut up.
Oh, sorry, go. You carry on now. Yeah.
Huh?
Well, you go. You say something. You talk now, sort of thing. And then I'll say something after. Keep going.
That's how the conversation...
Oh, sorry. You go.
That's how the conversation works.
Yes, you
It's all right.
Okay.
We're not... Have you been listening to the show this evening?
No.
Oh.
I stumbled in. I've suddenly remembered. I wonder whether you might remember.
It's Barry.
Yes, from Watford, that's it.
Barry.
Yes, from Watford, that's it.
Barry.
Yes, from Watford, that's it.
Barry.
From Watford, that's it.
Barry.
I want to talk about the Brexit.
So you've not been listening to the show?
No.
Right.
It's an important thing. I mean, you come on here, I've heard you talking about putting things up your bum and that. There's very important subjects afoot.
The thing is...
Yes.
This isn't that kind of show.
Oh.
Because you can get that on the other stations that are doing this. This show is more about having a bit of fun.
Yeah, putting things up your bum and that.
Please don't say that.
Oh, sorry.
Having a laugh. We got the Dennis Locorriere from Doctor Hook coming on in about an hour.
I've never heard him, but it sounds impressive.
Oh.
And
so we're not really. We're trying to do something a little bit different. And that...
you like the Europeans, is it? You like that? That's what it is.
Sorry?
You're not really allowed to say things now, if you don't agree with,
Huh?
Well, I want to say we want to leave the Europe, and you're saying clearly you don't want to talk about that. Anyone with a different point of view.
Well, you don't know. You don't know what my point of view is.
Well, I do.
What's that music?
Clouds its hills till we have
What are you doing, mate?
Jerusalem of yours in England's green and black.
I'm going to cut you off.
No,
yes. Who was that? Who was that? No idea. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Az is on the line. Evening, Az.
Good evening. Barry, huh? I don't remember a Barry.
I have. This is the thing, right? And I don't mean to be rude. I've taken so many phone calls over the last. I've been doing phone-in radio about 12 years. So many phone calls, and people come up to me and go, "Oh, I used to phone you on LBC, or I used to phone you on Virgin." And most 99 times out of 100, I don't remember the phone call because there's just so many.
You can't have been a regular because I remember Graham and I remember the girl, the Vinny, and I remember, but I don't remember.
I remember Graham and Vinny. They were good calls, but I if it's a good caller, I tend to remember them. Yeah, you're right, but no, I don't remember
Barry,
that last guy.
So many people are called Barry. That could be anyone. I mean, it's. But anyway, words that have been ruined.
Words that have been ruined?
Ah, man, there's one. Okay, the word that really bugs me, I don't know who ruined this, but the word literally.
Oh, yeah, go on. I know exactly what you get at.
Literally has been ruined by...
literally everybody.
Not literally everyone. Not literally everyone, because that would be insane and wouldn't make sense. But it has been ruined by so many people. And... one example I can think of, I'm going to stop doing that accent. One example I can think of was on
hang on,
Facebook.
Hang on a minute, what is your accent then?
What? What do you mean?
Are you not an American?
American?
That was a good accent, man.
What are you talking about, mate?
Yes, Az.
So, literally, actually, I find it easier to speak. So, literally, on Facebook, someone said the phrase... Okay, she was looking at a picture of someone with their newborn baby, and she was going all like gooey and like the girly thing, and saying, "Oh my God, it's so amazing, this beautiful baby." And then she said exactly the phrase that she literally died and went to heaven. So my immediate response was one of condolence. After which I thought about it, and I realized there must have only been two possible choices. Either that she's indeed dead and is Facebook posting from beyond the grave, or she's lying.
Yes, yeah. It is an incredibly annoying thing, to the point where I have used literally in the true sense, to mean literally. But I feel like an idiot. I nearly swore then. I feel like an idiot for using it because I sound like one of those plums that's using it for exaggeration.
Exactly. Well, and now you need a new word to mean literally. Because if I use literally properly, like say, for example, I fainted, and I said, yeah, this happened, and I literally fainted. Yeah. Then people then ask me, oh, what, you mean you actually fainted, or you just felt a bit dizzy? Like, no, I said literally because it actually happened.
Did you, Az, I've got to ask you, did you faint?
Yeah. No, that was a hypothetical scenario.
Thanks for calling, Az. Evening, Iain Lee, Talk Radio. I still got the urge to say the old place. Isn't it funny? 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you're more than welcome to. We'll call you back and we'll see how it goes. It's still early days. It's only show 3. I'm giving myself 3 weeks before I start judging myself too harshly. By the end of 3 weeks, I should be up to speed, and hopefully the show will have either taken more shape or less shape. I don't quite know what I want it to be at the moment, but I'm quite happy just pottering along or puttering. Pottering or putt. I think they're both acceptable. I'm quite happy pottering along, just seeing how things go. Rob's on the line. Good evening, Rob.
Hello.
Hello, Rob.
I'm calling about the Brexit thing that Barry was talking about.
Yeah, we're not really talking about that.
Oh.
Because, can I be honest? All right, let's talk about it for a minute. You know the Brexit thing? I literally could not give a stuff. I could not care less whether we're in or out.
Yeah, I don't care either, but I want to look at it from a different angle.
Go on, what's the angle you want to look at it from?
Okay, so the Brexit thing is Boris Johnson, he's in charge coming out, yeah?
Yeah.
Why did they put a stupid oath in charge of coming out?
Well, two things. Who are they? 3 things. Who are they? Well, no one's put him in charge of coming out. It's just that he's the most... No. It's just that he's the most vocal, and he's a celebrity. And he's only put himself forward for coming out so that he can become Prime Minister. You know that, don't you?
Oh, this country would be even worse if that happened.
Yeah, I know. And unfortunately, as much as I would like it to be the case, Boris Johnson ain't stupid.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
No, he's not.
Him just looking like an
No, he's not stupid. He's an incredibly intelligent man. And the fact that he can portray this character of this bumbling blonde oaf. That we all think, his policies are quite nasty, but he's lovely. It's an act.
No notice of the policies.
Huh?
I take no notice of the policies whatsoever. I just see him talk, and I just think he's going to fall over. I think that man is going to fall over at some point.
Well, we all fall over at some point.
I've never fallen over.
Oh, shut up! You've never fallen over?
No, not once.
Not when you were a baby learning to walk?
I can't remember that far
Thank you very much indeed. Because you don't remember it doesn't mean it didn't happen. 0844 499 1000. 0844 499 1000. I'm trying to think the last time I fell over. I bashed my foot quite badly today as I got out from the car park. I can't remember the last time I actually fell over. 0844 499 1000. We'll have Dr. Dennis from Dr. Hook in about an hour or so. I like Dennis. He can talk for England, even though he's an American. And now the phones get quieter, and that's fine. More believe in afterlife, but not in God. Why would anyone believe in the... hang on a minute. Ed?
Hi.
Do you believe in the afterlife?
Yes.
Oh.
That just killed our conversation, didn't
Well,
it?
no, but... no.
Hold on. Let me say no so you can make your point.
No, because I'm going to destroy you.
Okay.
And I don't want to, because you're a nice lad and it's your birthday today. So I might wait until after midnight when it's not your birthday.
Okay.
What do you think is there, then?
Something. That's the thing. It's the unknown.
Do you, and this isn't a judgment call at all. A lot of people over the last few months think I hate Christians. I don't hate Christians in the slightest. Hey man, if it works for you, it's groovy. Is your belief in the afterlife coming from a Christian perspective?
Yeah.
It's coming from a Christian's perspective. So do you, I can't get my head around it. I don't want to get in trouble with Christians again. Oh God, please, no, not again. So do you think that, like, your nan is there and, like, your dog and stuff are all going to be up there?
Yeah.
I can't win an argument with you about it because you're coming from a place of faith that is based in faith and is not based in fact. Faith is not fact, is it?
No, it's not. There's facts like I call myself a Christian, but, there are facts like the universe has to be created somehow and it was probably a Big Bang. There's science and facts for all that stuff. But there are other parts that you just don't know and you have to believe in.
Well, and that's the thing about faith. And I haven't got faith at all. I've got faith in some things. I've not got faith in this flipping studio to work and do as I command it to do. What if? But the thing is, right? Because you win, right? Because if you're right, beautiful. You're up there playing they've got like PlayStation 6 up there.
6C, it's the next generation PlayStation.
They're way up there. Xbox 3 they've got. So you win, right? And I lose because I go to hell. But if you're wrong and I'm right and there's nothing, well, where's my satisfaction? Where I don't get to go, aha! I told you so. And you as a Christian, if you were right, and we did get to meet up in the afterlife, you wouldn't do that, aha, I told you so. You just look at me, cross your arms and wink, and then you'd walk off and ride a unicorn or something. I don't know.
Look, I might bring you up. We'll see how we go.
Wowzers. Dennis!
Good morning, Ian.
Guten Morgen, mein Herr. Do you believe in the afterlife?
I'm still living this one.
Not for much longer. How old are you now?
Nearly 91.
Nearly 91. Tenor says you won't make it.
No, I still want the tenner when you said I wasn't going to do it last time.
Double or quits, then. Double or quits.
I know you, but anyway, how are you? When you left,
Yes.
I threatened to withdraw my money from the BBC, but some silly twat told me I didn't have one in the first place.
Yes, well, there you go.
An act was no good at all. But no, we did miss you, mate.
And Dennis, I missed you, and I know that you and Matty, Boom Boom, and a couple of other people said lots of nice things, and I got all the messages that were passed on to me, even though they weren't meant to pass on the messages to me. So thank you, Dennis. It was a very, very upsetting time, but I got a better gig now, so Yabu sucks.
You've got Catherine with you as well.
That's the downside. That's the downside to it.
Oh no, you leave her alone. She's a great gal.
She's a great gal.
This business with the telephones up his bum.
Oh, I wish I hadn't started that. Yes,
and they're all set to Trump.
Say that again.
I said there must be DABs, and they've all been set to Trump.
There we go. You see, his ringtone would be Trump, quite literally, quite literally.
I fancy going around with a nice name for a fart.
Belief in life after death is increasing despite a fall in the number who believe in God. I can't believe, Dennis, because if there was life after death, right? And by the way, this is an open invitation. If any psychic wants to come up here one day and do it live, do it. You won't. But why hasn't my nan got in touch? Why didn't my dad get in touch with me when he died? I mean, fair play, he didn't get in touch with me for about 20 years of my life. That's by the by. Why didn't he get in touch with me, Den?
I don't know. I'm terrified if it happens because I shall meet my mother-in-law again.
Well, there we go, Dennis. Thank you. How are you keeping? You all right?
Well, I had 10 days in hospital beginning of November.
Which I paid for.
Yeah, no.
And my taxes and my NI, yeah.
It was like the 50 Shades of Grey because I was something wrong with my dinky-do. And I woke up at 3 o'clock one morning in the ward and there was 3 lovely young nurses playing about with it.
Right, now, is this going to be a joke, or is this what actually happened?
No, it's a fact. And I said, what are you doing? He said, we're looking at it. I said, well, put the damn thing away. I can't see it.
None of your business. No, but leave that alone.
Yes, that's right, yes. But no, it's great.
Does your dinky-do work?
It does now, yes.
Good lad.
You only put it at I was in a 4-bed ward.
Yeah.
I was the only one that was compass.
Yeah.
The other three there were crackers.
Yeah. Dennis, nice to talk to you, mate. Take care.
I'll keep in touch.
Ta-ta, please do. Rob's on the line. Evening, Rob.
It's me again. I don't know why Catherine phoned me back. I stayed on the line the first time I called. But I've been looking at baby photos and baby videos, and I'm not falling over in any of them, so I'm pretty sure I've not fallen over.
Okay. I didn't hear any of that, Rob.
I'm mumbling, am I?
You're mumbling, and it's a really weird it's boring, but the phone calls are very muffled in my ears for some reason, and it doesn't matter. You didn't say anything offensive, did you?
No, nothing offensive. It's getting a little bit late. I do get a bit mumbly when it's late.
Yeah, well, I know what you mean. I'm still... I planned last week to kind of stay up until about 1:30 at night to get me in the groove for this. I couldn't do it. Yeah. I was in bed by 9.
Do you know what would make these late night shows better?
Go on.
If you could record them in the day. So people are more awake.
There's something, there's something, though, about
if you could do it in the day and have it late night and live... crack it.
I see. That's what we need to work towards, Rob.
Yeah, I think you should.
Okay, well, I'll have a word with the bosses.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah, go on.
It's something that's been playing on my mind for a long time now.
Uh-oh.
Do you ever find that you have a shower and you smell more after the shower?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't, because I use water and shower gel for my showers.
I've used all that.
What are you using?
I'm using all that.
What?
And I've used all that, and it's like I've opened up the pores. I've let the sweat come out now.
Sometimes I have a shower. There's a great phrase in Seinfeld where he's sweaty after a shower, and he says the shower didn't take. And sometimes the shower doesn't take, and I'm sweatier after a shower than I was before.
I feel like that every time.
But I don't... It's not stinky sweat. Every time.
Yeah.
You need...
Am I doing something wrong?
Describe your shower procedure to me. How does it work?
I can do better than that. Tomorrow night I'll record it.
Well,
and then I'll just send it across. You review it. Tell me if I'm doing something wrong.
I don't really want to watch you showering.
Oh,
but thanks for calling, Rob.
Okay, thanks.
There we go. I don't really want to see the listeners showering. 0844 499 1000. We'll take calls straight to air after midnight.
I can have a look at that if he wants to.
I don't want to see that. Belief in life after death is increasing.
No.
Says it's Colin Fernandez. Now we're going to keep an eye on this guy, Colin Fernandez.
Do you know what Colin means in French?
Couldn't care less.
Cod.
What does Fernandez mean?
Fernando's son.
Son of cod.
Hang on a minute. We should take this guy seriously.
Hang on a minute. He's the Daily Mail science correspondent.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a story from Colin Fernandez yesterday. Say it in its Spanish.
Colin Fernandez.
And I think this guy is one to watch in terms of cutting-edge journalism. This guy is one to watch.
What's he got?
And this isn't science, though.
This is hoodoo.
You do.
Me do.
What man? That man. What man? You remind me of man. What man? That man. What man?
You remind me of the babe.
What babe?
That babe.
What babe? I can't remember how you get out of that. You remind me of a man.
What man?
That man.
The power.
The man with the power.
The power of voodoo. Hoodoo. You do. That's it, isn't it?
Oh, okay. Let's discuss it after this.
Okay.
Across.
The show, I feel, this evening is... If the reviewer from The Telegraph were to listen tonight, we wouldn't get 5 stars.
We'd get
the same treatment that Julia Hartley-Brewer got. We get a pasting. We get a tongue lashing.
Wow. That would be awful.
A tongue lashing is what... Christopher's on the line. Yes, Christopher.
Hi. I'd like to make a complaint.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
No, you wouldn't. Oh, sorry. Did you say complaints? This is arguments. Complaints is next door.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, you can make a complaint. I was doing Monty. I thought we were doing a Monty Python sketch.
No, I haven't seen that one yet. I've only watched series 1.
You did it very, very well.
Holy Grail.
You've only watched series 1 isn't very good. Series 2 and 3 are the ones. Don't watch series 4. It's weird.
But did you say you watched the Holy Grail as well?
Yeah. Well, no, not Holy Grail. Brian, Life of Brian. That's
Life of Brian. That's a cracking film.
Yeah.
But
the series 1 has got the Posh People Olympics. What is it? Upper Middle Class of the Year award. That's the one. I like that.
Series 1 I find a little bit slow. Series 2 and 3 it gets a bit psychedelic. And Series 4 there's no John Cleese and there's no jokes either. And it's a terrible series.
Anyway, what's your beef?
Well, I just think it's disgusting that the bloke who was on before, who stinks after the shower, doesn't wash his towels.
Sorry, I've got Kate Lawler's texting me. She wants a Rise reunion. I'm not interested unless the money's there.
So what's the point, really?
You're not interested, the viewers weren't.
Also, she's worried because she's just had a friend vomit in a cab.
Oh, gosh.
And she's trying to convince the Uber driver not to give her a bad rating as a result of that.
Gosh.
Sorry, Christopher, I've learned over the years to tune out your voice. So let's try again. What?
I just wanted to say it's disgusting that the bloke who smells after his shower doesn't wash his towels.
I don't wash my towels often enough.
No, I don't. Do you know what else is going to disgust you?
Oy.
We all use the same towel. All of us. All
What?
4 of us.
What?
I mean, we don't have, some people have separate towels, don't they?
Well,
I had a very fastidious friend,
Yeah.
and he and his partner used to use separate towels.
Yeah.
And I said, well, me and my husband have swapped worse. Why are we being mean about the towels?
What do you mean swapped worse? Oh, God.
So
you've got 2 kids?
Do you know what mistake people make?
Go on.
Is that they use... They use fabric conditioner when they wash the towels.
Oh, don't do that.
It makes them less absorbent.
Makes them spiky as well, doesn't it?
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. You want to get them in a nice tumble.
Oh, God.
No fabric conditioner.
Of course you put fabric conditioner in the towels to make them soft. I don't even use fabric conditioner. I use the capsules now, the little pellets.
Oh, do you? Oh, the shaky pellets.
No, the ones that plasticky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use...
Oh, you mean the capsules?
The balls.
Oh.
The balls.
I don't use those.
Well, okay.
That's where you and I differ.
God, this is boring! Flippin' heck! Let's talk about immigrants, can we? That'd be more exciting than this. Thanks for calling, Chris.
Bye.
Ta-ta.
He was fun, wasn't he?
Oh, I like Christopher.
Yeah.
He's a good lad, but he's
Nice.
boring. Stan, you're on the line.
What go on, Ian? What go on?
What go on, Stan?
Yeah, what's the crack, man? Stan on, guys, cool.
There's controversy on Twitter.
Or
caused by you.
controversy. Why? What have I said?
Frederick says Colin is hake, not cod.
Okay.
More media lies and disinformation. She used to work for the BBC, Frederick. That's why she's lying to you.
Someone's lied to me in the past then. The Colin that I went out with who was French was telling me his name was Cod. And that's what attracted me in the first place.
Yes, Stan!
Yeah, speaking of that, actually, I went on a Tinder date tonight, and it was with a BBW, and a profile photo didn't really present herself as a BBW.
Right.
For those who don't know, it means big,
beautiful
big,
woman.
beautiful woman.
So I had a few drinks, and usually, you know...
Did you have enough drinks?
I think if I had another bottle of red wine, I probably would have...
Oh, no.
You probably would have taken her straight home and been respectful.
Yeah, I mean, I would have gone down.
So Tinder is Tinder like Grindr?
I think Grindr's for the.
But Tinder is not
what?
Tinder is not a dating application.
Well, it's supposed to be.
It's basically cruising, isn't it? It's for sex.
Well, yeah, because by looking at someone's photo, you can't tell what kind of personality they are, can you?
I've had over 100 dates now on Tinder.
When you say dates,
you should be on Julia Hartley-Brewer's show with
and I think in the last I've been single for about 4 years now. I think I've hit almost over 100.
There we go. I think we actually used the dump button there.
he sounded like a romantic fool, didn't he? Flipping heck.
Did that dump, Ed? Yeah.
Use your imaginations. It was that. Still, anyway.
I'm a bit out of practice with
No,
with
you were
the
very
dumps.
good with that. I thought that was excellent.
But I hesitated for a moment. But we okay.
Wow.
Okay.
So speed dating's out, and that kind of capers in.
Well, this is the thing, right? At least with speed dating, we were going to talk about this the other night, and we didn't. At least with speed dating, you have to make an effort to go somewhere.
And you can pretend to be interested in their personality.
And I'm assuming you pay your subs as well. I'm assuming you pay, like, what, a $5? Something?
I don't know.
Who organises speed dating? Is it like someone who's right?
Someone who's fun with a whistle.
Okay, everybody, what we're going to do? Right, so we're going to have the guys on this side, and then we're going to work round clockwise. Girls are going to work anti-clockwise. The guys are going to work clockwise, and you've got 3 minutes each.
No, I don't think it works like that. I think what they do is they get the women sit down.
Oh.
Because there's usually more men than women. I don't know. I've never been. I've only seen them on.
Yeah.
I would say documentaries, more sitcoms.
Yeah.
So the women sit down and the men sort of move around the room and go from table to table. And then there's a bell.
Has anyone ever actually found a long-term relationship from speed dating? I can't believe it. Surely it's the kind of thing that people do for a laugh. Oh, God, it'll be a laugh.
I'll go with you, Sue.
It will be a laugh. You never know.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's probably a couple that goes off for a quick bunk up. You can say bunk up.
Okay, yeah.
You can say bunk up.
Yeah, but I don't know anyone else that says bunk up. If someone offers me a bunk up, I think they're going to, put their hands down so I can get over a wall. Boy, was I surprised.
Yeah. You put your hands down and... But I can't believe that speed dating is...
because it's so shallow, especially when you've only got 2 minutes.
I'll tell you what, another thing that's weird is that you still get phone-ins on radio shows. There was one the other day with people questioning the validity of internet dating. Would you ever go out on an internet date? Well,
I think it's kind of the only way to do it now.
Yeah, loads of people would.
Unless you want to date someone at work.
What was it? Was it Ashley Madison that got hacked?
That's not quite internet dating. It is.
Okay. That got hacked, and it turns out there was 500,000 men on there and about 18,000 women.
Yeah.
That'll do it, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, internet dating I think is probably it's the way forward, isn't it?
But Tinder's the swipey thing, isn't it? So you go
for
one.
the selfie generation.
I just don't understand.
The other thing is, who looks like their selfie?
Well, you can put so many different levels of effects on it.
And also, that pouting duck face where you take it from, like a Dan Chuck, where you take it from on high.
Don't be rude
downwards.
about Dan Chuck. I think she's got a gig here, isn't she?
I'm just saying, people will know what I mean by this.
The selfie show with Karen Dan Chuck.
Where you can take it from on high. I mean, unless you're going to go out with someone who is at least 2 foot taller than you, they're not going to see you like that, are they?
No. Karen Dan Chuck selfie show. How to take the perfect selfie. When is that, on Saturdays, Sundays?
Both.
Is it both? Well, one for each...
day.
Yeah. Of the... that would do that. I wonder what filter she uses.
None. No, hashtag no filter.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Wow. That's perfect.
She's a very pretty woman.
Walking down the street?
And sitting down.
Kind I'd like to meet.
Probably.
Well, no, I think she's very attractive. I've not got... Why are you making this into a thing that I've got beef with Karen Dan
I haven't
Chuck?
got beef. You're suggesting that by mentioning her, I've got beef.
How many Dans can a Dan Chuck?
Anyway, no one looks like their selfies, so...
I made myself laugh by saying something really stupid.
So you could swipe and then end up with something... I've never done it. Have you done it? Anyone listening?
There's no one's phoning in. They've all gone. They've got bored now.
They're all on Tinder dates. Also...
Yeah, there we go.
You know the Netflix and chill thing, and everyone goes, oh yeah, Netflix and chill.
No, I don't know.
And what it is the idea is, do you want to come round and watch telly with me? But it's
Netflix and chill?
Yeah, it's the new, do you want to come in for coffee? No coffee gets poured, no Netflix get watched.
People say Netflix and chill?
Yeah.
No.
Has anyone actually gone round and just watched Netflix?
At college, I can see a breaker's coming up. I had a bet with this girl who said, oh yeah, blokes and girls can't sleep together in the same bed without having sex. I said, I'll prove you wrong. And she went, OK, go on then. And we slept together and we didn't have sex. And then about 15 years later, I went, oh!
Idiot!
What idiot! Oh, literally 15 years later, it just popped in, and she was really disappointed the next day. And 15 years later, I realised what an absolute plum I'd been.
Talk Radio.
Good news, by the way.
Go on.
You know they were going to make poppers illegal?
Yeah.
They're still legal.
Woohoo.
Well, exactly. You just thought you might be interested.
I know someone who got poppers dropped in a lift.
Don't know what that means.
Well, by the time they got to the top floor...
They were very high. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We'll take your call straight to air. 0844 499 1000. Iain Lee on Talk Radio. Call straight to air after this. Yeah, man. We'll have Dennis Locorriere, the lead singer from Dr. Hook, in about half an hour. He's always good value. Now we'll just sit and chat, and we'll take your call straight to air. 0844 499 1000. It works like this. Your number comes up on the screen. I touch the screen and go, line 1, you're on the wireless.
Line 2, you're on the wireless. Line 3, you're on the wireless.
Hello there. Can I tell you 2 things I don't like about your radio show?
What's happened, my friend?
Can I tell you 2 things I don't like about your radio show?
Yeah, what are they?
I'll press it anyway, just in case. Thank you for that. I don't know what you said. If you're going to phone into the straight-to-air bit, turn your radios off, otherwise you can't...
He was enjoying listening to himself, wasn't he?
They think it's roll over.
Right.
I have a problem with this word.
Roll?
Roll plugs. Because I always think it's wall plugs.
Roll.
And saying roll makes me uncomfortable.
Roll, to me... I don't know whether it's a northern word, but rolling is what my mum would accuse me to do if I was like lolling about on the sofa.
Stop rolling downhill.
No, not rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling. She's rolling all over that sofa.
JK Rowling.
No.
She's good, that JK Rowling. Good for herself. Millions of pounds. She's getting on a bit, though.
No.
She should cover those boobs up.
No. Rolling.
Yeah, rolling. JK Rowling.
Like, look at me cushions. They're a right state. You've been rolling all over that sofa. Or probably a settee.
I'm Joanne Kane Rowling. That's what I do.
Anyway.
Collector Peter Barnard is selling his hoard of vintage roll plugs.
Oh.
Roll plugs with a capital R, so that must be a brand name.
Yeah, maybe named after Mr. Roll.
After the obsession drove his wife up the wall.
Oh.
The grandad 67. Well, that's sexist. Would they say if it was a grandmother? No, sexist. Here's a thing.
Go on.
There's a story that's a really horrible story in the paper, but it's good that it's in the paper.
Tell me.
We'll get back to the raw plugs guy in a bit.
I can't wait.
It's a story about Stephen Fry being fat.
Right, but he goes fat then.
Filling out fast, it's Fry and his husband of 28. It's easy to pile on the pounds after you settle down in wedded bliss. And judging by Stephen Fry's waistline, he's very content with young husband Elliot Spencer.
Good.
Spencer, who was markedly skinny when his romance with the star became public, has also filled out. Do you know why? It's a horrible story. It's a really snarky, nasty story.
Yeah, but they're treating him like any other married couple.
No. They're treating them like women. Because you always get... there'll be a story of a woman that's got fat. And everyone will go, oh, well, you wouldn't get that about a bloke. Boom, you got it.
Do you know what
Boom, you got it.
Can I have a look at that?
Hang on a second.
Oh.
Boom, you got it.
Boom. Can I have a look?
Yeah, sure, mate.
Sometimes in the Daily Mail, when they talk about Stephen Fry's husband, they put it in inverted commas.
No, they've learned... I think that's the reason they're doing that story, because there are no inverted commas.
Right, so they're just being mean to both of them?
Yes.
Because they treat everyone the same?
Yes.
Well done, Daily Mail. Thank you.
There we go. Yes, line 1, you're on the wireless. Oh. It's the 11 o'clock show theme.
There's a war on, and it's just not cricket. Here's your opening batsman, Mr. Iain Lee.
Tommy Vance. Yeah, I used to be popular.
Oh.
I used to be somebody, Id. You're working with a has-been.
Did they hold up a thing marked clap?
They didn't do that, but they would. They would. Yeah. You
they did that at Family Fortunes.
But I was still popular.
Mm.
They didn't have. They were still. Yes, line 2. You're on the wireless. Hello. Let me try if we put you there. Yeah, you're on the wireless.
No, they're not.
No, they've gone. That's fine.
They have nothing to say.
The granddad, 67, amassed hundreds of the fixing in his workshop at home before Mrs. Jane balked at the size of his stockpile.
Oh, you would though, wouldn't you?
Now his hoard is set for auction, valued at £1,000.
Good luck with that.
He's having a laugh. £1,000 for a load of roll plugs? Got to be joking. Peter's collection... Oh, hang on a second. Spans decades of British firm roll plugs history.
Yeah, but...
Oh, and it's not just roll plug. Well, this is a lie. This is a lie.
What
So it
else
says
has he
here, the
got?
first line is, collector Peter Barnard is selling his hoard of vintage roll plugs. Then it turns out it's not roll plugs. It's got fittings, mags, promotional items and tools.
Yeah, but the only person who's going to be interested in that is Mr. Roll. Mr. Roll Plug.
The retired Natural History Museum worker of Gillingham... Or is it Gillingham?
Gillingham, Kent.
In that case it's Gillingham in Dorset.
Oh.
Has now decided to focus on his first love, not his wife, insect collecting and woodwork.
Oh, she wants to get rid. And not of the insects.
He said, I haven't come across anyone else who's collected roll plugs.
Yeah.
I think it's unique.
Yeah.
My family gets to assume I'm a bit of a strange guy and it's part of my character. But I'm bored of it now and it has to go.
He's bored of it now. That's hilarious. How long did it take him? 25 years?
Oh, did you hear his voice then?
Yeah.
It's ironic because his wife is a retired speech therapist. Retired speech therapist Jane said, I was very surprised to see how many boxes Peter collection took up. I was glad to see the back of it, really. I still love him.
Why do we need to know what she did for a living?
Oh, here we go. John Joseph Rawlings invented the wall fixings in 1911 to attach electrical fittings at the British Museum. Well, we didn't have electricity in 1911, so what was the point of that?
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, shut up yourself. We had the gas lighters.
Listen up yourself. We did have a bit
Big
of
up yourself! We had the gas lighters. The people that would go round and, light the things with the gas.
Yeah, like Fanny by Gaslight.
Yes, line 2.
Why do we need to know what she did for a living? Oh, here we go. John Joseph Rawlings invented the wall fixings in 1911 to attach electrical fittings at the British Museum. Well, we didn't have electricity in 1911, so what was the point of that? We did. Oh, we didn't? Yeah, we did. Oh, shut up yourself. We have the gas lighters.
Listen up yourself. We did have a bit
Bring up yourself. We have the gas lighters. The people that would go round
and like the things with the gas.
It's not actually that good, is it?
I thought it sounded better the second time.
We need to know what she did for a living. Oh, here we go. John Joseph Rawlings.
Oh, no, we got stuck in a time loop. It's like that episode of Doctor Who with Tom Baker when he's stuck in a time loop and he can't get out of it. Line 3, you're on the wireless.
All of which makes me anxious. At times unbearably so.
Okay. There's no reason why you'd know what that is. Unless you're a fan of my work, which you're not. Let's go up the board. Line 10, you're on the wireless. Hello? No, not welcome. Okay. Well, I've got nothing else to say. Oh, yeah, poppers are legal. No stoppers on poppers. That's a great headline.
Poppers are legal, not poppers illegal.
Poppers illegal?
Poppers are legal?
No, my father was actually a criminal. Poppers illegal. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Oh, hello there. I wanted to tell you a couple of things I don't like about your show.
Okay, well, you've got the radio off now, so that's good. Okay, away you go.
Go again.
Yeah, well, yeah, a bit of a bubble with that. So I've pulled over and I can do it now.
Excellent.
Well, I can't think of anything I don't like about your show. Permission to fly, please, sir!
Yeah, permission granted! There we go. These are all these call and response.
I get it now.
All these call and response things that I can't remember the response to.
It's like radioke.
The Home Office yesterday said it will not now ban party drug poppers after an outcry from gay groups and Tory MP Crispin Blunt. He did. He stood up, didn't he? Was he the one that stood up and said, "I'm gay," and you know?
And I've used them, yeah.
Poppers, typically used by gay men to heighten sexual pleasure. It relaxes the muscles, doesn't it?
Yeah, apparently.
You didn't need to mime it. Didn't need to mime it.
Well.
Had been due to be among a list of legal highs outlined from April the 6th. But this is not a job.
What's the job?
Well, do you know what Karen Bradley does?
Test poppers.
She's the Crime Minister. She's the Crime Minister.
Yes, Crime Minister.
Here's the thing.
Go.
Nobody says Prime Minister correctly.
Prime Minister.
They don't. They say Prime Minister.
Like he's a Prime Minister.
Prime Minister. No one says Prime Minister.
Prime Minister.
Because it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, no one says Crime Minister, because that's not real. Crime Minister. Line 1.
Hi, I am the Penguin.
OK. Thank you very much. Crime Minister.
Very clever.
Karen Bradley. Yes, they said they would be removed from the list after the Advisory Council on the Misuse of Drugs said poppers were not as dangerous as other legal highs. At the time, gay Mr. Blunt... Come on, guys. Really? At the time, gay Mr. Blunt... That's such a terrible sentence. It's 2016, yeah?
Yeah.
OK. At the time, gay Mr. Blunt told the Commons he used poppers, the slang name for the chemical alkyl nitrate. I thought it was amyl nitrate. And said the ban was fantastically stupid. The Home Office reacted by promising to review claims that poppers had a beneficial health effect for gay men. Well, OK, please don't mime it. OK. Let me read that sentence one more time. At the time, gay Mr. Blunt. There's gay Mr. Blunt. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Where's my bicycle? Yes, line 6. Absolutely terrible.
Rubbish.
Absolutely terrible. Line 12, you're on the wireless.
Another word which has been ruined. Jugs.
Alan Bennett there.
Oh, dear. Line 6, you're on the wireless.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, hello. My name is Peter from Gillingham.
Yep.
And you seem particularly interested in my roll plugs. I wondered if you'd like to buy them.
They're going for $1,000, though.
Well, it's very reasonable.
But it's just...
I'm sorry I sound a little bit like Ken Livingstone, but apart from that...
It's an
collection.
Have they ever been used before?
Well, yeah, some of them have got, genuine plaster dust in them.
I'm going to pass.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm going to pass, but thanks very much.
That's all right. Welcome.
You're welcome.
Regards to Jane.
Yes. Let's take one more before the break. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hello, Ian. It's Rob again.
Hello, Rob.
Stinky Rob, apparently.
Stinky Rob. Yes.
There's nothing wrong with my towels. They're washed fine. It's me that's weird, not the towels. So we'll move away from that. But the reason why I've called back up is you keep saying roll plugs.
Roll plugs?
Yeah. The L, I'm pretty sure the L is silent. I'm pretty sure it's just raw plugs.
It's not. It's roll plugs.
But I'm pretty sure that L is silent. It's just raw. If I go into a shop and say I need some raw plugs.
Well, you say raw. Well, you're saying it wrong when you go to the handyman.
And they're trying not to be rude about it.
They see you coming in. They go, "Here, watch this. He's going to ask for raw plugs, and he's not going to say the L. He's a nutter." And then when you walk out, the kid goes, "God blimey, governor, you're right. What a muppet!" And then the next time you go in, they set up a hidden camera, and then they film it, and then it goes on YouTube, and then the next thing you know, it's on Idiots Make You Lol on Channel 5.
And you've gone viral.
You've gone viral, mate. Rob,
or Vira.
I don't want to be on that at all. I don't want to be known as the stinky guy who doesn't know how to pronounce it.
Well, I'm afraid, Rob, that's exactly what you're known as. 0844 499 1000. Let's have a break. That's time. I've just had an argument during that break.
Let me guess, Doctor Who?
Yes. I've been arguing. I think you'll find it's actually John Pertwee who was in the episode where he was stuck in a time loop. And I've replied, no, it's Tom Baker. Then Mitch Benn has steamed in and corrected the guy for spelling John Pertwee wrong. And then the guy's gone, aha! It is John Pertwee, and he's found a Wikipedia link with the episode. And then someone has come in, Paul Ebbs has come in and gone, is both of them lads? And then he names Time Monster and Meglos. Of course it's Meglos.
So let's all be friends again.
Let's all be friends. Easter eggs are banned.
Where?
Nowhere. Front page of the Star. The word Easter has been shamefully axed from the boxes of millions of brick chocolate eggs to avoid causing offence to other religions. Muslims. It emerged last night. Turn to page 7.
Did it?
But here's the thing, there's a weird sentence in this, right? Chocolate firms have banned the word Easter from their eggs to avoid offending non-Christians. Muslims. Religious campaigners said last night.
Oh, which ones?
Oh, that'd be interesting. Let's find out. I wonder if it was them. Cadbury is now selling a dairy milk egg hunt pack, while Nestle advertises Aero's chocolate egg with bubbly bars.
They've always called them that, haven't they?
Sainsbury's has also joined the political correctness trend by selling its own brand, milk chocolate egg. Now, here's the thing, right? See if you can spot the shocking thing in this.
Go on.
Maybe you won't think it's shocking. And it's a Christian, so see, maybe you agree with this. Maybe I've got this wrong. The E word is apparently so offensive that posh chocolatiers, green and blacks, once described the most important date on the Christian calendar merely as the Festival of Chocolate and Loveliness. Is Easter really the most important date in the Christian calendar?
Well, yes.
More so than Christmas?
Yes.
Yep.
I'll tell you why.
You are joking!
I'll tell you why.
He had to be born to die!
This is the thing, right?
They're born to run.
The whole point is Easter. Because if you don't believe that he died and was resurrected, he died for your sins, because before that it was all Old Testament.
That's nice of him.
All Old Testament stuff, and God would smite us.
But if he hadn't been born, he couldn't have died.
All right, so that's fairly important.
Oh,
but the main thing is,
this was Easter is number one. Christmas is number two. It's like Christmas leads to Easter.
You
But
guys!
this is the completion of his destiny.
This is what's wrong.
And before that, it was all like floods and locusts and plagues. And he took all the sin and washed it away with his gorgeous gift. That's the point of Easter.
Or maybe it didn't exist. But why do I get more presents at Christmas then than at Easter? Riddle me that.
I'll tell you why. Commercialism.
This prompted angry and frustrated campaigner David Marshall to set up the Meaningful Chocolate Company, in which his fair trade charity, Real Easter Eggs, puts the religious message onto the packaging.
Oh, this is what it's about, is it?
He said, it's deeply disappointing and shameful that some of the biggest companies in the country are censoring this centuries-old tradition.
But I'll hop on and make some money out of it.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't noticed that. I haven't noticed that.
No, I don't think they've ever said Easter egg. It's dairy milk egg, buttons, eggs, isn't it?
I don't know. Line 2, did they ever say Easter eggs?
Hello?
Hello, you're on the air.
Oh, hi, it's Jan.
Hello, Jan, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. I do have to laugh at you, though.
Right, uh-oh.
Well, no, I tell you why. You know these weird people that phone up and, like, you say, oh, line 2, and somebody comes on and it's all, like, gobbledygook.
Yeah.
Do you know these people?
Well, do I know you?
Only from last night, from the other night, when I phoned up and had a little chat with you.
Then you've answered your own question. I mean, some of these people have called me in the past. We had that fella from Watford who I don't remember at all.
Brian.
Yeah. So some of these people have called up in the past, but I don't know them.
Yeah, but you sort of, you said, oh, well, you know, people that know my show or that have known my show and I've done things. What was your previous shows like? What were your previous shows like?
No, they're no better than this. Well, I just did 3.5 years at the BBC on a local radio station where it was a bit straighter than this, and we talk about, you know, important news of the day, like Milton Keynes parking going up by 10 pence.
But you had an excellent producer.
No.
God, don't talk to me about that. I've just been stung.
Oh, yeah, how so?
By a supermarket for being in there for 44 minutes over.
Well, that's quite a lot. That's quite a long time over, Jan.
And I can't think how I'm going to tell them. I can't think of a reason to give for why I was there for 3.5 hours.
Why were you there for 3.5 hours?
Well, because I met my bestie and we went off to Matalan.
Tell him that.
Well, I'll leave my car here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Went off to Matalan and then came back. And then just the other day, I've got this letter through saying, you're only meant to be there for 3 hours, and you were there for 3 hours, 44 minutes.
How long? What were you doing in Matalan for nearly 4 hours?
Well, it wasn't. We sort of went for lunch.
Yeah.
And then we went to Costa, had a bit of lunch, and then went to Matalan. And then I thought, you know, we're just going the one car.
Yeah. How much have you got? How much is the fine?
Well, if I pay up until 24 days or 25 days, I think it's 50 quid. But if I pay after that, it's £85.
Pay it, and get it out of the way. When I get a parking ticket, I get myself be angry for 2 minutes,
and then blame yourself,
and then I pay it straight away because I've normally done something wrong.
Jan, did you get anything nice in Matalan? Did you get any nice tops or anything?
No, I didn't, but I do like some of their stuff. It's weird because I've actually got one in my town and I very rarely go to it. But yeah, I do actually like some of their stuff, and they're now bringing in the summer stuff, so yeah.
Oh, careful, it's not quite warm enough for that yet, is it?
No, but I'm going to a spa day tomorrow.
Hey! You'll have nothing on all day. You'll just be in a dressing gown and them slippers that look like flip-flops.
So I've packed my bag, so I'm all ready to go to there tomorrow, and I'm going to be staying the night, so...
Do you know...
That should be fun.
Me and my sister went on a spa date recently, and all we did was stay up in our room drinking wine.
Okay.
Do what we want, don't we? Do what we want.
Well, I have packed some in my bag, I must say.
Good girl. Good girl.
For me and my daughter.
Jan, listen, this is how it works, okay? So the straight-to-air bit is like, look, there's a call here. Let's take this call and see what happens. So, Jan, say, hello, line 2, you're on the wireless. Oh, hang on. Say, hello, line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hello, line 2, you're on the wireless. What's that?
It's the
Blue Oyster Club.
It's the theme tune from the Blue Oyster Club.
See, but then I feel like I'm on like a parallel universe. I don't understand all this, Ian. It's very confusing.
You don't know Police Academy.
You don't have to. This is the thing, Jan. What we need, we think too much. We need to let ourselves go. I don't understand it. Why should we understand everything around us? We just discussed a bloke coming back from the dead after 3 days. We don't need to understand all of these things. Let's just accept them.
I know, but it's like I'm trying to chill, and I'm all ready
for Netflix
tomorrow. And I thought, I'm going to put the radio on. I'm going to listen to Ian.
No,
and it's like, what?
Yeah, it's like what? Jan, listen, I'm going to let you go because I want to squeeze in one more call before we get Dennis on from Dr. Hook. Let's go to line 3. 3, you're on the wireless.
Hello, it's Rosie.
Rosie, turn your radio off.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you will.
Come on, Rosie, you know this stuff.
Come on.
This ain't your first rodeo.
I didn't think you'd answer.
Well, why?
Well, because I was hanging on about 10 minutes, about half an hour ago, and nobody answered.
We were busy then.
I didn't see it then.
We were busy then.
Anyway, look, you've got a minute. You've got a minute. Then we're going to get...
I thought I'd leave it till you're not so busy.
Go on then.
I was just going to phone up, but all these people talking about spa days and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I've never, ever been to one of those. I've never had a massage.
Oh.
Sometimes I just get a bit, fed up.
Frustrated?
I'll massage you.
Oh. I'll watch. I'll film it.
Job done.
You've never had a massage?
No.
I treat myself every now and then, and I might treat myself soon because I've been getting terrible headaches. The Thai place around the corner from me, an hour, 60 quid. 60 quid for an hour, but it's worth it.
I had my first massage after I had my first baby. It was like a little treat for my sister. Oh my goodness, Rosie, you haven't lived.
I'm always worried. I've said this before. I'm worried that she's thinking that I'm thinking it's going to be a sexual thing, because you can get sexual massages. I believe they call it a happy finish, right? And I really want to. No, I really want her to know that I'm enjoying. She's obviously well trained, and I want her to know that I'm enjoying the fact it's trained.
You're making noises.
So I make noises.
What noise?
Oh yeah. That's really good. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Oh, really enjoying this.
I don't think she'd feel like she needed to do anything extra then.
No, I don't.
No.
I don't want her to think that I don't want her to think that I'm thinking bad things about her, and I'm not. Genuinely not at all. You've got to wear special pants if you're a man. They've got to be. You've got to wear trunks, not boxers.
Well, I told you about that massage I had, right? Me and my sister had the same treatment, except they made me strip off completely.
God,
you see, Rosie?
I think I might have been had.
Rosie, this is what you're...
No.
Listen, I've got to move on, because we're going to get... In a few moments, dear listener, we're going to have Dennis Locorriere, the lead singer from Dr. Hook, an all-round nice guy. Let's have this.
She gets home after 6 to eat, to even fix a bite to eat. She pours a glass of wine and tries to ease her mind and rest her tired feet. She glances through her mail, a few bills, a sweater set. Too many of her days seem to end this way. Whatever happened to running home after school? The laughter in her eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the show? It's Dennis Locorriere. I'm going to say it because you're doing a tour as Dr. Hook, the lead singer of Dr. Hook. Hey, Dennis, how you doing?
How are you? No, that's okay. I mean, it's funny how over the years people think if they mention that to me, I'm going to get angry or something. It's probably the most important thing I've ever done.
But there are some, rock stars and pop stars and things who, they kind of get a little bit sniffy about the thing that made them famous, about, if the hit or the group, and they get a little bit funny about talking about it. Have you ever had that where someone's given you a Dr. Hook record to sign, you've gone, no, I'm not signing that?
No. The only thing I did, man, was in 1985 when we did the farewell tour. I wanted to move on to other things because I was like, I was 35 years old and people were saying to me, hey, you used to be, and it made me check my pulse. I mean, I just felt like I was way too young to be a used to be. So I kind of drifted away from it for a while. And also I went through a period of if you didn't sing a certain song, someone would tell you the whole show was dreadful, you know. And I took great umbrage at that. But, man, it's a funny thing about having a history. You know how they always tell you, Ian, that great wise, you have to be here now.
Yeah.
You must be, well... When you're in a position like I am, and I guess a lot of people who do what I do, you're always thinking about the past, and you're always worried about how you might parlay that into some kind of future.
Yeah.
And there's very, very little room to be here now. So I kind of took a nice long be here now break did some solo albums, wrote some songs for other people, put out a book of poetry and cartoons, not to compete. You know, it's not like I'm trying to supersede my career, but just so I knew I had a genuine pulse. You put out the hook thing is just part of what I do, and it's cool. It's great.
You did right a great album, Post Cool, which I don't. How long ago was that? 5 years ago?
Yeah, about
It's brilliant. It's this delightful little kind of sort of folky, country, poppy album with these. It's charming. Charming is the word, and
cool.
it's a cracking record.
Yeah, well, man. It's the old thing, you know. When I was with Hook, we had the might of Sony or Capitol, EMI, behind us, you know, and it was a different day. I mean, it's funny how the business keeps making you chase yourself because, you know, the labels have made it pretty certain that nobody's going to make any money selling records. So now everybody has fleeted onto the stage, you know, and now you can't get a booking because they go, well, really, you know, we got the Russian circus in here all week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this business kind of eats itself, you know what I mean? So these days I try to be consistent. I think the Hook thing is cool, man. You know, a couple of years ago, Universal Music asked me, because they acquired all the old catalog, and I was glad they did, because it's new to them, so they're excited about it. When it was laying in the EMI vaults, it was all news.
Yeah.
So Universal said, will you help us put out an album? And I've been involved doing that. We did it here in the UK, and it went top 10, and same with New Zealand. And, you know, that's pretty cool, man. This material's like 41 years old. Here's
the thing, Dennis, right? I've told you this before. I was brought up on Neil Diamond by my dad and Dr. Hook by my mum. And as a kid, it's like, I hate this stuff. I hate it. And then as I got older, I thought, this is brilliant. The thing, when people think of Dr. Hook, though, they think of Sexy Eyes and When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman, right? Great songs, but if you listen to, like, the first 3 Hook albums, it's a completely different band. Those are filthy, filthy albums. We played a little bit last night of I Got Stoned and I Missed It.
Well, a lot of those early things, man, you know, when we were a bar band, you used to have to play anything that kept you from being killed. Really, I'm not kidding. And then you could do dirty versions of cover songs to entertain yourself till 3 o'clock every morning, you know. And so when we became sort of like a commercial entity, we had the power of songs by Shel Silverstein.
Yeah.
And he wrote Sylvia's Mother, but he also wrote Freaker's Ball. And he wrote The Ballad of Lucy Jordan, but he also wrote Acapulco Goldie. And he also wrote Cover a Rolling Stone. And it was the thing where it was like, I always thought if one guy could write that kind of diversity, why couldn't one guy sing that kind of diversity? But it kept us confusing. But those early albums, Ian, are the band really just singing our hearts out, and it was raw, and we didn't care what we looked like or how it sounded. We just wanted to get it out there. And then we all went broke and bankrupt, and nobody could feed their families, and we thought, okay, do we want to try to be real people and get jobs, or do we want to stay in this business? And to stay in the business, man, we had to get on the radio.
You had to get slicker.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. Let me tell you something, okay? In America, they had all these radio stations. And what was pretty cool is all these big tracking stations like WHN in Chicago and WABC in New York, and WMMS in Cleveland was a big one. And if they went on your record, about 40 smaller stations all over America, and you needed that. You needed all those arteries and stuff. So we went in with one of our early records back when I looked like Bigfoot with a guitar, you know. And Rosalie Trombley, I think her name was, who was the program director, this older woman, she wouldn't have anything to do with us at all. And we got haircuts and, you know, slicked it up a little bit, shag haircut, and walked into her office with sharing the night together. And she didn't even play the record. She looked at me and she went, "Yeah, that's better." Like she was my auntie. You know what I mean? It was like I was visiting my grandmother. And, you know, I always used to laugh about that because some people used to have to ply them with cocaine. I just had to get a haircut, you know?
The thing is, right, it's funny you say you were 35 when Dr. Hook split up. Because you joined them. They were all... The rest of the band were older than you. What were you, 15 when you joined them?
I was about 19. As a matter of fact, I was 35 when it ended. Ray Sawyer was 34 when it started.
Wow.
You know?
And let's clarify, because there would be people... This must be... Right, you know this comes from a place of love, Dennis. I'm going to ask you... I'm going to ask you the question that I bet you get asked loads, and is the most irritating question you could be asked. Where's the eye patch?
Yeah, no, let me tell you something about that. The most irritating thing would be as if they just assumed it was me.
Yeah, right.
You know, if they're asking about it, it means it's still up for question.
Right.
The guy with the eye patch was a good mate of mine back then, Ray Sawyer. I mean, you know, he was the icon of Dr. Hook the way Mick Jagger's lips are the icon of the
he was the look, and you were the voice.
Yeah, after a while it did fall that way. It really did fall that way. And you know, so, and people do, they ask me that all the time. But, you know, it gets to be, because I'm only, you know, I'm a human being, it gets to be a little annoying on the scope of where, you know, where it's not so much that people ask, but, you know, when you go to a record store and you pick up a CD and it says Dr. Hook at his very best, and it has a picture of Ray on the cover,
yeah.
And I turn over the album and I'm singing a whole lot of songs on there, and after, you know, for the most part, I walk away whistling. But after a while, or on a bad day, you know, I'm not going to trash the HMV, but, you know what I say to you? Here's the deal. How about if every night you did your show and they introduced you as someone else?
Yeah.
And then they said, and not only that, from now on we're going to do that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a popular misconception.
How did 19-year-old you then hook up? What were Hook? Like a country band when you joined them?
No, Ray and Billy and George played in bands down south together, and then they all drifted off. And George Cummings came up to New Jersey, and he was playing in these bars. And when I was a kid, first of all, I started out sitting on the steps of these bars and listening to the music. When the doors open, I would look really quickly at the band, and then when I was old enough to sneak in, I just sat in and played drums or played harmonica or sang. I just sat in with bands, and one night George asked me if I could play guitar. I think he was too stoned to do a set, and I went okay, and that's how I met George. And then later on, Ray came up, and they asked me to play bass, and it was just a little bar gig, but I was maybe 12, 13 years younger than them, and they were all from the deep south, and it was very exotic to me, and I was kind of exotic to them because I knew all this pop music, and they knew all this country and blues, and it was kind of a good, you know, it was a good marriage because none of us were the same kind of people. I think that made the band interesting.
Dennis, stay there. I've got to pay the rent. You okay to come back in a second?
Yeah, as long as I don't have to pay for anything.
No, you haven't got to pay. You haven't got to pay $1, boss. Honestly, stay there. Let's have some of this. Oh, and then we play. There we go. Hang on.
Everybody must be on drugs in this town. Or maybe there's a strange new bug that's been going round. 'Cause people all smiling and waving as I go by. Everybody loves me and I don't know why.
That I've got to say, I think that's my favourite Hook song.
You know something? Rick and I wrote that, and it's one of mine. When I play solo, I sometimes start the show with that.
I love it. It's a great song, and I just honestly, I think those first three albums are delicious. And lost classics is perhaps too strong a word, but I just there's a real, you'll know this, there's a real snobbery, isn't there, when it comes to music? And some bands are cool, and some bands are not cool. And I grew up liking the Monkees, so I never cared. You know, I got bullied for that. I never cared about the cool thing at all. How were Hook perceived? Was there a period when Hook were cool?
Never.
Never.
Man, we were always like, right at the end of the radio station there where it's a little off the dial. It was never, our first record, Sylvia's Mother, this lovely ballad that I sang seriously. I tried to put emotion in it. They thought that one was funny. And then Cover a Rolling Stone, they thought was probably a documentary, I mean, so really nobody ever knew how to take us. And, I want to say something about what we talked about earlier, because you said, people will know when you're in love with a beautiful woman in Sexy Eyes and maybe not know the earlier stuff. But I have to tell you, in some really twisted irony, that stuff that a lot of Dr. Hook purists would say is where we sold out is the reason people still know who Dr. Hook is. Because I swear to you, Ian, we would have been relegated to, and I don't mean to be mean to any of the bands because I'm talking about genre, not talent or status, but Commander Cody and the Lost Planet Airmen, the New Riders of the Purple Sage.
Wow, hang on, are these real bands? I've never heard of these guys.
These were all country, psychedelic rock bands when we started in the early 70s that, you could still, they're still, I don't know if they're popular, but, it was a genre. And we was Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. We would have been a hippie band that people went, oh, yeah, Cover Rolling Stone. Oh, was that them? Was that them? And they package these things, and the compilations come out, and the greatest hits things come out, and I try to take some hand in making them a little different and giving them a personal slant, so it's not just, we found another picture of the band, let's put another album out. But if it wasn't for the big hits, because that's, we don't see. I sent you that compilation. If it wasn't for the big hits, that compilation would not be coming out with all that other cool stuff on it.
And I hate all this.
Something has to break down the door. And Sexy Eyes, and I'm not happy about this, but Sexy Eyes does it more than Everybody Loves Me.
It's that cat commercial, Dennis. It was the cat commercial that made Sexy Eyes. I do remember it.
That? Oh man, I don't know what. I got to the airport.
It was for cat food.
You would have thought I was carrying fish, pal. I'm telling you.
Was there? Okay, so you joined the band. Okay, as this 19-year-old kid, and you say they're all older than you, right?
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not flirting with you, but you're a good-looking guy.
Thanks.
Right?
Thanks.
You've always been a good-looking guy. Was there at any point when you started doing more of the vocals? Because at the start it's kind of you and Ray, and you do some brilliant harmonies together. Really good harmonies, actually.
Yeah, really cool. Great group stuff on those early albums.
Was there a point when it was obvious that you were becoming the frontman of the band, that the rest got a bit jealous? Or were they always cool with it?
No, and the very first thing we did was that Harry Kellerman movie with Dustin Hoffman that Shell wrote the score for. That's how we got involved with Shel Silverstein. And there were two songs in that film, and I sang both of them. So, I mean, I think, it was kind of evident to someone, or maybe not evident, that's a strange word for something so new, but I think the idea was, listen to this guy's voice. That's a little different, right from the very beginning. Then the fact that the band, other members sang and did their featured vocals, and as an ensemble we were colorful, that's the vehicle I rode in on, pretty much. But there was always a time in the middle of that circus when I would sing Carry Me Carry, or the band would leave the stage and leave me out there by myself. So it kind of always swung my way, and it's really funny, man, because I've always been a little, not shy, but a little reticent to talk about it, because the band was the vehicle for me, and you don't want to just get to where you're going and kill the mule, you know what I mean? The band was really important to me, but it did kind of swing my way. And, when Ray left the band in the early 80s, I think, although it wasn't a big argument in the gun battle, I think part of it was, okay, look, man, I'm, 40-something, and you got this, and I'm the logo, and I need to go do something. The same way when it was over 35, I thought, okay, I need to go do something.
You know, you roll on.
Let's do the business. You're doing the tour. You're touring as Dr. Hook for the first time in years, because you've done the solo shows, you've done the songs of Dr. Hook, but this is you actually going under the Dr. Hook umbrella.
Yeah,
is that weird?
I'll tell you why. Because now that I've been involved in helping Universal look at these compilations, I've had to listen to everything. I've spoken to people. I used to marvel at the fact, Ian, that people still talk to me about Dr. Hook as if it was an ongoing concern.
Yeah.
But I understand why. I'll be walking in the street. I'll be getting a cup of coffee. I'll be somewhere, and someone will walk up to me and say, without saying hello, just say, I used to go camping with my family, and we used to sing Dr. Hook songs in the car, and my mom and dad loved you, and they both passed away, and we're coming to your show, and I'm right in the middle of their lives. And you don't go, excuse me, I'm trying to get a panini. You take that seriously. You know what I mean? You take that very, very seriously. And so I think at this point, because I've done other stuff, I'm not looking to conquer the world. I'm really not. I'm looking to have a nice life, run out the clock with some normalcy, and take, the best of what I can do, and go out and do it until either they can't stand it or I can't stand it. I kind of look like the same guy. I appreciate you said, was flattering about my looks, but I kind of look like the older version of the same guy. The only time I don't stand a chance is if I do a chat show somewhere in the world, and they play all the old clips and when I was in my 20s and early 30s, just before, and then the camera pans over and it's like, and now here's his father,
Listen,
I don't stand a chance.
If my mother could walk, Dennis, you know that she'd be jumping all over you. So you've still got it.
Please, the last few times we've talked, I've meant to tell you to say hello to your mom. Your mom is the loveliest person in the world.
Well,
you know what I think about you. I'm going to get very unprofessional here.
Here we go.
But I think the world of you, and that's all I'm going to say.
Well, may God bless you, Dennis. I'm looking. You say you want a nice life. I've just clicked on the tour dates. How many dates are you doing, man?
About 30.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You're going to be knackered.
Nah, I still have the energy to do it.
You're playing all over. I've just tweeted the link. If you're following me at Iain Lee, I've just tweeted the link for DennisLocorriere.com. It's got all of the tour dates. You're basically playing everywhere that has a stage and a light.
And we did Australia. I went to Australia in 2014 solo and did 26 shows just to go back. They wanted me to come back with a band and do the hits, and I said I haven't been there for 15 years. If I just come back and do the hits again, the only thing they're going to learn is that I'm older, and we can just take a calculator and figure that out, and I can stay home, So I went with a guitar, and I did a show that kind of told them where I've been and who I am now, and then I came back with the band and did the wall-to-wall hits. There's a couple of my solo things in the show. I don't belabor the point, but the truth of the matter is, I tell the audience, had I kept recording as Dr. Hook, Dance on Daddy's Feet or something like that would have been a Dr. Hook song.
Are you going to do another album? Because I know that it's kind of. You're right, but the money is made doing touring these days. You're not going to get rich from releasing a record. I get the impression from speaking to other musicians that for the amount of effort they put into writing and recording a decent album, that the payback, both financially and kind of artistically, it's not there. It's not worth the effort.
You know something? It's probably not. And I'm a strange bird because I focus on a different thing when it comes to an album. Post-Cool. You mentioned Post-Cool.
It's a cracking record. I love it.
I really resisted doing another album because I did that when I was 60, okay?
Wow.
And I thought, I love these songs. One of the things I love about Post-Cool is there are a bunch of songs on there like Ask Her and This Guitar and Dance on Daddy's Feet that I played live for a while before I recorded them, and I knew people liked them, and I'd never been in that situation before where I was a guy and I road-tested songs, and so that album came together as something really cool and organic for me, but I resisted it, man, because I knew
I was going to put my heart into it, and I was going to become a little kid again, and I was going to put not only my heart, but all my faith and trust in it, and that I was going to be knocked to my knees. And I'll tell you what, with what that album cost me, and for as little as it got promoted, I love the album. I'm so glad after the fact that it's out there, but man, it practically ruined me in this business, because it just, you can't do it. I'm being realistic about that. I mean, it just costs a lot of money to do, and I know there's probably cheaper ways to do it, but I went into a studio with the band.
Oh, you're so old-fashioned. You're so old-fashioned, man. Do it on GarageBand and a computer.
I know. I'm a caveman. I went into a studio with a band, and we did it as live, and then I took that band on the road. I'm too organic, man. I know what you mean. You know, you talk about that. I always think when younger people listen to Sylvia's mother now, and they hear about the operator asking for money, it's like, what? My dad pays my phone bill. Why would you need change? I must sound like a caveman.
It's all on credit. I've got to top my credit. Dennis, listen, we're out of time, man. We're going to do that sushi soon. I'm kind of on the upward swing, so we'll do that sushi.
Listen, I'm so happy to be on your first week. As long as you said you'll accelerate, give you 3 weeks, you'll be up there. As long as you don't look back and think of me as an early stumble.
Mate, listen, I've got heroes this week. We've had one of the Bare Naked Ladies, John Sebastian yesterday.
Sebastian's one of mine.
Andy Partridge tomorrow.
Andy Partridge, another one. Say hello to these people for me.
I'm going to. Seriously, we've tried to make it easy for me by getting people on I love. So I appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you, man. I do. I appreciate it. And really, say hello to your mom.
I will do. I will do.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you very much for having me on here.
Oh, don't suck up to Catherine, Dennis, please. Come on, she's not worth it.
Oh well, hey, look. She was very nice to me.
Well, there you go.
That's all I know.
She's rude to me. I've not worked out which date I'm going to come and see, but I'm going to come and see one of the shows.
Let me know.
Bless you.
And maybe we could talk again closer to tour time.
Yeah. Oh man, come in here with a guitar one day. That's what we're going to work on. All right.
Okay. Yeah. That'd be cool.
I love you, man.
Great.
Take care.
Okay. Thank you, man.
Ta-ta. Bye-bye. There we go. Dennis Locorriere from Dr. Hook. I've just tweeted the tour dates, and I'll tweet them again tomorrow so that you get to see them. Honestly, right? It's such a good show. He's one of those people who's just. I mean, he can talk. He can talk. For England, can't he? He puts on such a good show. It's such a joy. And the weird thing is, and my sister's listening in New Zealand, right? And she knows we grew up with Dr. Hook records playing all the time, and we go, oh, not this rubbish again. But it's so weird to I've got his phone number. He phones me up to ask how my mum is. Isn't that weird? We'll put some of that in the best of podcast. The podcast will go up very, very shortly. Catherine, Ed, thank you very much. Ta-ta.